Evening, guys, and welcome to Full Time Devils with the Peaky Pundit and Pav. We're going to be tuning in, taking over for today's Watchalong as United are in Norway to take on Kristiansund with a 6 p.m. kickoff. Pav, how you feeling, mate?
All good, mate. It's 4 wins out of 4 so far, and pretty confident we'll make it 5 today.
Obviously, feels a little bit as though we're getting closer to the start of the season, of course. United playing a bit closer to home, working their way back off the tour. What did you make of the tour before we go into today's starting 11?
Yeah, it's been a pretty good tour. Obviously, only 1 goal conceded. Wan-Bissaka's looking great. Daniel James looking good as well. And obviously, it's great to see the youth involved. But Peaky, talk us through the starting 11, mate.
Okay, cool. So the 11 that has been announced to start this evening for United is David De Gea in goal with the captain's armband as well. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Jones, Lindelof and Shaw in defence. Matic and Scotty McTominay in the middle of the park with, I imagine, Jesse Lingard just ahead of them. And then you've got Martial, James and Rashford kind of making up the front three as well. Breaking it down, first of all, David De Gea back in goal. Obviously, he suffered a little bit of an illness on the pre-season tour. Obviously, looks like he's overcome that. How happy are you to see him? I know it's just a friendly, but with the captain's armband as well?
Yeah, great to see. Obviously, he, a lot of doubt over his contract and his future in the early parts of the summer, but it looks like everything's calmed down now. It looks like he's probably going to sign a new contract, making him the highest paid goalkeeper. So, wouldn't be surprised if that gets signed, in the week during this game before the Cardiff game.
Obviously, it is just a friendly, and we expected Ollie to kind of ring a few changes, with it being kind of a bit of a lesser opposition. Maybe the bigger and the final pre-season friendly of the season will be on the weekend against AC Milan. But look, a name that's going to, I think, feature and probably be one of the first names on the team sheet week in, week out is Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Absolute monster, man.
Listen, how much has the Spider impressed you since coming in?
Yeah, I think it was the Inter game where, a couple of times, kind of outrun a little bit, or out of position, I'd say. But the legs on that play, sprints at amazing speed. You don't think he's going to win the ball, but he just gets it every time. And I
think one thing that stood out for us were his recoveries, weren't they? Because there was a few times where he kind of looked, maybe he was a bit higher up the pitch, United conceded possession, but just the way he recovered, tracked back, and at times you thought, okay, no, this time he's going to give a foul away or he's going to be a bit late, but he always seemed to kind of time that tackle to perfection.
For me, Peaky has been the best player on the tour.
He's been fantastic. Look, and for a new player coming in seamlessly, he's kind of slotted in. Looks like he's been at the club for quite a few years as well. Centre-back pairing today of Phil Jones and Victor Lindelof. Firstly on Jones, Jones is Jones.
He's had kind of one good game, one bad game. Obviously, scored that header as well. Look, there's a lot of speculation about Maguire coming in, which we'll probably touch upon in a little while. But moving on to Victor Lindelof, he's looked very strong, very commanding. Looks like he's just stepped up a level.
I think one thing that's impressed us during the pre-season tour is, I think, he had a bit of a tricky start to his career at United. I think he's kind of fell into his zone. He's kind of, showing them qualities of what we wanted to see from him. And now what I'm liking about his game, he's not just coming in and putting in a performance. We're seeing his personality coming out on the pitch. We're seeing him, as you just mentioned, commanding things on the pitch and kind of, screaming at the players ahead of him. And to see that just in pre-season friendlies for me, it was a good thing.
Seems like Ollie's first choice now as well.
Yeah, it seems to be. And again, depending on if the Maguire deal goes through or not, I imagine it'll be Lindelof partnering Maguire if he is to come in. Left-back position, Shaw, player of the season last season, in a pretty poor and average season for United. But look, he seems to have been getting that form back that we first saw him kind of have when he was at United, when he first came in before he got that horrific leg injury. Do you think this is, again, another big season for him to kind of really push through and prove a little bit more than what we've seen of him?
Yeah, I think it'll really suit to Ollie's kind of style and the way Ollie wants to play with the press and pressing up high as well. Again, he's going to be supplemented with James playing on the left on some games. Also, obviously, they've got the pace of Martial and Rashford as well. So expect even better things than Luke Shaw this upcoming season, I'd say.
So a big season for Luke. Two players who we expect to be playing that holding role. Matic first, I'm going to concentrate on him. He's been taking a bit of flack.
He has,
a lot of fans thinking, he has run out of the legs in there, and is he going to be the weak link in the middle of the park? For me, very important position. Them two who are going to be screening the back four. What have your thoughts been on Matic, and how do you feel about him being in?
Yeah, well, this is a position that's going to be up for grabs alongside Pogba, because it's quite obvious that Ollie's going to be playing Pogba in that too. And that's where Pogba plays for France as well, and that's where he's kind of that's where he's won the World Cup. So I think it's quite smart to play Pogba there. McTominay's been getting a lot of praise over the pre-season, putting in some great performances, and we're seeing a different side to his game that we haven't seen before. He's pressing up the field, he's spraying the ball up, contributing to the passes before a goal as well. So he's getting into a lot of the fans' hearts at the moment. Whereas Matic, on the other hand, he isn't.
And the thing what I like about McTominay when he plays that role is he kind of knows what he's good at and he sticks to that. He doesn't go and try and do anything out of the ordinary. He doesn't try and play out of his depth. He breaks play up very, very well. I think he adds good energy and I think he's matured a lot as a footballer from when we first see him coming into the first team fold. I think it was a Benfica game in the Europa League when we first sort of saw him breaking in under Jose. He is a player, I think, who's going to grow with confidence the more games he does get. But one thing I liked about him as well in the Tottenham pre-season friendly, it was a bit feisty. There was a few naughty tackles coming in from a few of the Tottenham players. But what I liked about he backed his teammates up on the pitch, and again we've lacked that.
When you look at him, you can see kind of glimpses of a potential captain there.
Definitely. So good to see that. Okay, just ahead of them, I think it would be Jesse Lingard playing today. He's obviously been given the nod in the friendly.
Played a similar sort of position against Spurs as well.
Against Spurs. One thing we know about Jesse Lingard, he'll run for days. He'll run all day long for you.
Great for Ollie's pressing tactics.
Is that enough, though, in this United team? Or do we need to start, I got slated, and rightly so. I said, Lingard, all these youngsters, they got to step up, and I included Lingard in that category because you forget sometimes that actually he's not a youngster anymore. He's like 27 years old, or whatever it is round there. He should be hitting them peaks of his performances, or tying down his first team place at most. How do you feel about it? Obviously, again, it's a massive season for him as well.
Yes, it's a pretty big season for him. Look, we've seen glimpses of Lingard at his absolute best, where he's running into space, causing absolute havoc. Games against Arsenal, games in the FA Cup finals. Again, like I said, it's going to be a big season for him, but he's going to have a lot of pace around him. Like we said, James, Martial, Rashford, possibly likes of Bruno Fernandes and Dybala, which we'll talk about in a minute or two. But it's a big season for him. He's got to show big performances in that role behind the striker if he wants to cement his place in the side.
Now, moving into the area of the team and the pitch, if you like, where United fans have been getting excited over the summer. Look, we've seen the introduction of youngsters coming through, but the three who are starting today, it looks like it's going to probably be Martial, Rashford, and James, all kind of rotating and interchanging. I imagine James will probably play on the right today. Let's start with him first. He's obviously come into this United fold, showing that raw pace and a hard-working ethic he's got off the ball as well. Do you think he's going to be a regular starter for Ollie come the season?
Well, before pre-season, I would have said, he's going to probably feature in the cup games and possibly, come on a lot in the Premier League games. But he started pretty much the majority of the pre-season games.
Friendlies, yeah.
So that's kind of indicating to me that it looks like he's going to be one of Ollie's starters.
Ollie's got that confidence, I think, in him.
Yeah, and look, he's got the Championship experience, which is still pretty good experience to have. Rather than sometimes that might even be better experience than somebody coming from Europe.
Yeah.
He was classed as being the fittest player in the squad from all the fitness tests. That tells you a lot about his character and his kind of determination to get to the top. He's a raw talent. I've had a lot of chat with United fans about Daniel James, and they say it's quite similar to when Ronaldo and Bale were kind of first coming on the scene. Very raw, very pacey, but the end product was lacking, and then that eventually developed in their game. I think the same sort of thing could happen with Daniel James.
I've seen some United fans come out and giving him, a bit of flack, and like you just mentioned there, when Ronaldo first come on the scene, don't forget he was the one-trick pony, no end product Ronaldo, and look at the great things he went on to achieve. I'm not saying by any means James is going to go on and be as good as a footballer as Ronaldo, but I would like to hope and think he could potentially, under the right coaching and the right guidance, and he's in a good environment, I'm sure, at United with that now. Going on to the other two players who are starting today, Martial and Rashford. I think throughout the season we're going to see both of them being chopped and changed for who plays the number 9 role, who goes and plays out wide. Starting with Anthony Martial, we know he's made it known as well that he wants to be the number 9 and play up front. He feels that's his best position. Ollie came out and strongly supported the play at the start of pre-season and said he's almost come back a new man. His attitude and everything has just kind of changed. He took a bit of stick last season as well when he wasn't starting in games, and in warm-ups there was videos going on Twitter and whatnot about him kind of moping around and not really kind of looking too arsed in a warm-up. How much has he impressed you in pre-season?
He's been pretty strong, very very energetic on the pitch. He's kind of adapted to Ollie's press quite well. Obviously bagged a couple goals also. Played well against Spurs, hit the post and got the goal himself. It's going to be a very interesting battle between him and Rashford to see who is going to nail down that number 9. I think Rashford's going to kind of secure it, but Martial's got all the potential in the world.
Going on to Rashford, just mentioned him there again. A lot of pressure was put on his shoulders towards the back end of last season. I still think it is important United look to have brought someone in maybe with a bit more experience to help the younger players, who are kind of playing in these attacking positions. But look, he seems like he's had time to rest, recover from the injuries that he had towards the back end of last season. He's had a good proper first kind of pre-season in a while. Obviously, last few pre-seasons through kind of international competitions and whatever else, these players haven't had an opportunity to have a proper rest, but he seems as though he's had a bit of downtime, bit of a rest, come back rejuvenated. Huge season for Marcus this year.
Yeah, obviously a new contract, so pressure's on him to kind of live up to the weekly price tag that United are paying him. Look, still very young, which a lot of people forget because he broke out a few years ago and he's been playing regularly in the United side. I think this is the season now where we're going to see consistency from him. We're going to see 20 goals in all comps, and I think he's going to really put himself down as
So you're backing him. You're backing him big.
I'm putting the money on Rashford for this season to get 20. Yeah.
Look, we've been covering, obviously, watching all of the games in pre-season, and one thing is evident, and we spoke about this after the season finished. We as United fans, I think we lost what was United's identity. What was our style of play? Was it to sit back and counter-attack? Was it the high press? And it all kind of just looked a bit muddled towards the end of last season. People looked a bit confused on the pitch. One thing's for sure, it looks like Ollie wants to go out and have that high press in games. And it seems as though his squad are buying into that, don't you think?
Absolutely. Just before we go into that, Peaky, it's absolutely blown up in the comments. Obviously, news kind of breaking within the last kind of half an hour about Paulo Dybala. It's all over Twitter. Every kind of usual transfer journalist is covering it. It's looking like it's going to be a swap deal. There's news all over all over social media that Dybala's agents are in the UK in London to just
fresh a deal out.
We'll get onto the rest of the preview for this game, but let's talk about this for a couple minutes. Paulo Dybala, number one, would a Lukaku swap deal plus I think Juve are looking at about 20 million we're paying to them on top. Number one, is that a good deal? And number two, is Dybala the type of player you like to see at United, and would he fit into what we're kind of looking to set up?
I think it's twofold. I think the positives of the deal is Romelu Lukaku, leaving Manchester United.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because I think we're going to be in a very uncomfortable situation if he remains a player of the club. He's come out and his agent have come out and publicly they've said and mentioned that they do want to be at a different club next season. He's not featured in pre-season as of yet. Now, as a fan base, match-going fans, on match days last season, we would get on his back over things, small things or big things. Everyone would just jump on his back, and rightly so, because he wasn't doing what someone or a striker of his kind of mould should be doing. His hold-up play was very poor.
Yeah.
He wasn't competing aerially, he wasn't winning flick-ons, and a lot of the time he would kind of drift out wide right. And I spoke to Adam McCullough after one of the games, and he said he felt Ron was kind of that low on confidence that he was almost going and taking up them wide positions to kind of hide a little bit.
To get out the game
and he didn't want to be in the box throwing himself at the balls and beating defenders because his confidence was that low. So if he remains a Manchester United player at the start of the season, what kind of situation does that leave us in, with fans and him? I don't think he can physically do enough to win the fans back over. So getting him out of the football club, I think it would be good in that sense. Now, Dybala coming in, could we have another situation where it's a big money kind of deal for a player? Because we've
a lot of people in the comments are saying this is an Ed Woodward signing, not an Ollie signing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, is it pressure? Is it a big money sign if he flops a bit like Sanchez has?
You've got to remember that Dybala's 25 years old, man.
He is young. He fits more of the mould of what Ollie's looking to do with this young, kind of rejuvenated squad. But the other thing I ask is, how many players do we need in them kind of positions? Like, or it's a tricky look. I want to know, like you said, I want to know what people think in the comment section.
Yeah.
But for sure,
it's quite split in the comments. I'm gonna go for a few here.
Go for it.
Got one commenter saying that we don't need Dybala. Got Fred Flexbar saying that Dybala is basically Mata. He'll do next to nothing for you without the ball. Can't press, can't close down effectively. Not how Ollie wants us to play. Let's keep it going. We've got Jatin saying Bruno has more tenacity. He's more of a Bernardo Silva, while Dybala is more of an Özil. High wages and fair weather player. Let's keep it rolling here. Loads on Dybala. I think this is going to heat up over tonight. I think
we reckon over the next 24 hours it certainly will. And let's not forget, Ed Woodward didn't feature on the pre-season tour for the first time since taking on his role at the football club as like CEO, purely because he wanted to stay and get business done. We've not done any deals in like a month now, so he has to push something over the line. We've got about a week and a bit, I think, a week and a couple of days till the transfer window ends. Just under 2 weeks till the first game of of the season. Look, if we want to be serious about the football club and we want to get back to where we belong with small steps and break back into that top four, we definitely need to get a couple of these signings over the line for sure.
A couple comments saying, about Dybala's kind of versatility. He can play, down the middle, left, right. He can be moved about a bit. So,
what do you think, Pav? Is he a player? Obviously, forget the Lukaku deal for a second. Is he the kind of player we need to bring in terms of? Have we not got enough in that, like with Greenwood and Gomez now stepping up? Are they, should we not be focusing on bringing them through and giving them more game time?
I think the way to look at this deal is not to look at Dybala as a single entity coming in. You've got to look at it as the deal as a whole, as Lukaku going out. So if Lukaku goes out, that's goals going out the door, right?
Yeah.
We need goals coming in.
Yeah.
We can't solely rely on, Rashford and Martial are going to step up this season and fill that void, because that's not football. You need a player to come in and fill it.
Yeah.
Dybala can come in and fill that, and I think he could, a minimum 10 goals throughout the whole season in all competitions.
And I think that's the thing we've been speaking about off camera as well, that yes, whoever's going to play up front, you're going to expect them to chip in with 10, 15, well, you would hope 15 plus goals, in the Premier League. But where we're lacking goals is them contributions from the midfield position. So it is important that the two wide kind of attacking players chip in, if it's Fernandes coming in or if it's Lingard or whoever playing in that number 10 role, chips in with goals. Because, we have been missing that, haven't we?
I'd rather Dybala than, the other players that link, like a Ben Yedder. I'd rather Dybala come in. And if that's what's going to... If Inter can't stump up the cash to get him, I'd rather Lukaku go to Juve and us get Dybala and stick around at the club.
And let's be real, look, if Inter came in for the deal and we accepted the first instalment and then 2 more instalments over 2 years, that's no way to do business. When Ole needs the funds or said, and it would be available once the sale of Lukaku goes through or whatnot. Look, guys, keep jumping into the comments section. We will be coming back and forward to that. And just quickly before we go on to the next topic, if you haven't already and you're tuning in, make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow United's largest unofficial fan channel, and we've got loads of exciting content coming up. The channel's got loads of different things coming up for the new season. Myself and Pav are going to be introducing our matchday vlogs with Full-Time Devils, so they'll be being uploaded starting from this weekend, as we'll be heading to the Principality Stadium for the friendly against AC Milan as well. But look, while we were on transfers, let's just touch up on a little bit. Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
Saw images again yesterday of his agent, who is also an agent of
James
Garner at United.
Players as well,
and he was at Carrington yesterday and he uploaded a picture.
Then he deleted it as well.
Did he delete it?
Yeah,
and then he also liked a comment, I think, about the whole Maguire deal.
Someone tweeted about Maguire to United, and I believe he liked the tweet as well.
He liked it. So. But look, in all seriousness, look, Jose Mourinho made it absolutely clear a few years ago that United needed a centre-back. More than ever now, before the start of the season, surely...
He got injured previously,
sick note, he's back out again.
Yeah.
Just when you think he's going to, this season he's going to make his mark and, get a bit of consistency and regularity in the first team, he gets injured. It looks like he's going to be out for a while as well with the kind of extent of that injury. Maguire, along with Wan-Bissaka, we know we needed a right-back. Would centre-back not have been one of the priorities this summer to get sorted, surely?
Centre-back should have been number one, I think. I think they probably lined up Maguire as the number one target, but I think Leicester really playing hardball on that figure, which I think probably surprised United a little bit.
What do you think? Do you think we've got to this stage now where if we don't sign Maguire and it's too late in the day to get it through, because we know Leicester put a bit of a time frame on it as well, because they're not desperate to sell the player, by the way, so they don't need to sell him. If that kind of passes, do you think we've got other people lined up there we can go and rush and buy? Or do you think because we've come this far, we have to just go and sign him now?
I think if we miss out on Maguire, I think it'll be quite difficult to go for another centre-back. Because you've got to remember, if we go in for Maguire, Leicester going to have to go and buy a replacement as well. Obviously, talks to Lewis Dunk, but... It takes like a week to get a deal
done, and we know 8th of August, so we've not got long.
8th of August, 5:30, the window closes.
Till the window closes. So that's a big topic. And again, I do expect something to materialise over that. We know Harry Maguire missed training yesterday for Leicester as well, so I think he's trying to do his best to push a deal through. And maybe he's just waiting for United to back the figures up and get this deal done. In today's market, £80 million for somebody like Harry Maguire, maybe a bit over the top, but if you look at the longevity, if you like, or the period he'll probably play for the football club and split that over them amount of years, would it be good money or well spent money, well invested? Or is it still too high for you?
It's still very overpriced for what he is. Obviously, there's a United premium you pay, there's an English player premium you play. So, his sort of calibre, if you're buying him from Europe, probably be about 50 million, I'd say.
Yeah.
But obviously, you're going to pay that extra, but... It's one of those, we've got to take the hit. I'd rather buy him than not.
Then not buy him,
and be left with what we have.
And we want to see some more money being available to the manager for transfers as well. We seem to be capped every season at the same sort of figure. So another player, the third probably and final player that's strongly been linked with United, and it's rumbled on all summer. Bruno Fernandes, strongly reported, strongly linked all throughout the summer. We saw him play his last game for Sporting, quite an emotional farewell it seemed. Tears at the end of the game. What do you think about that? Is that going to happen? Is it even going to be to United?
Yeah, it's been the one rumbling on all summer. I don't know. I'm lost for words on this one. We've spoken about him so much, over the past month and a bit. Again, it's similar to the Maguire thing. There's just non-stop reports, non-stop Twitter journos going all over it. I touch wood it happens because I think it's what we need.
We definitely need.
But I don't know what's going to happen over the next couple of days.
The interesting thing, I speak to Reds all the time, messaging me and whatnot, who I bump into. They've all said to me, imagine by the 8th of August, we've had them 5 signings with Wan-Bissaka. Obviously, James has come in, and we get Bruno, Dybala, and Maguire.
If we get those 5, then for me, that's a strong window.
Surely that's a very strong window. Yeah. If we go and get them 5 players, but do we have to clear people out as well? But although we're bringing 5 in, surely
if you're clearing, that's up to Woodward because he's paying the wages at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So as long as they're in, I don't really care.
Do you think Ollie would prefer like a bigger squad, knowing the amount of competition and games are going to be playing?
Injuries occur. Look at Bailly. What happened to Bailly? Injuries are going to happen. Players are going to be out of form. You need competition in spots. So if we've got a big squad, we'll take that.
I think you just hit the nail on the head there. Injuries, yes, they're going to occur. But the biggest thing last season when I looked at the squad and players who weren't performing is that realistic question of, well, where's the pressure coming from? They've got no pressure in their positions. Martial was out of form for a lot of time. After he signed his contract extension, he was out of form. There was, other players who we could call out or whatever, but there was no pressure coming from anywhere, so it didn't really matter. Whereas if you've got a big, healthy squad, lots of games, lots of rotation, keep players fresh, but the main thing, I think the main point would be definitely about, competition for places, for sure. Look, AC Milan will be the last friendly this weekend. Today we've seen a bit of a mixed pack. We know Kristiansund aren't going to be the most or the strongest of oppositions. AC Milan will probably be the last test. Is that where you think we'll see more or less 80, 85, 90% of what Ollie's starting 11 will be for the opener against Chelsea?
I mean, in terms of the team we've got today, I reckon if you kind of swap Pogba for Matic, I think that is probably going to be the team that starts against pretty much Chelsea. Yeah. And
would you be happy with that? In terms of the starting 11, or is it any Greenwood? Look, let's talk about Mason Greenwood because he's drawn a lot of praise over the summer from the manager, from the fans.
Only 17 years old as well.
Looks like a player,
he's looking fantastic. Didn't have his best game against Spurs. Never really kind of got into the game and got into the flow. But the games before that, absolutely, fantastic. No fear on the kid. Just drives at players, plays the way he wants to play. Doesn't adapt his game to
very
defenders.
Direct, isn't he?
Yeah, direct.
Very direct.
And the finishing we've seen off him has been fantastic. 17 years old, so he's not going to start games. I think a lot of fans out there are probably expecting quite a bit too much out of him.
Yeah,
he's not going to start games, but maybe the odd cup game, maybe the odd Europa League game, bed him in, get him into the squad, get him featuring, get him in front of the fans at Old Trafford, and hopefully when he gets the opportunities, he seizes it.
Like we watched him on the last game of the season last season against Cardiff at home, and again, even then, he just looked very comfortable on the pitch at Old Trafford. It looks like that's where he was meant to be, and he didn't look out of place at all. Another one of the youngsters who impressed me on the tour was Angel Gomez. Gomez coming, we saw him playing wide on the left. We saw him playing also in that number 10 role. He also looks to be enjoying life as a first team player or being involved.
He looked very good against Spurs and fantastic goal, tricky player. But I think it's going to be a similar sort of thing with the whole Greenwood thing. Like it's going to be a bedding in kind of process throughout the season. But like we said, man, there could be injuries and these players have got to step up and show their potential.
Well, the next kind of bit I was going to read out is that every goal scored, every goal on the pre-season tour is either scored or assisted by one of the academy graduates. So that shows us that look, they're not just coming in to kind of fill in places; they're actually getting involved. They're making things happen as well.
I think that's an area where Ollie really wants to put down the philosophy and the identity. Obviously, we've seen the 4-2-3-1 formation he wants to play. We've seen the pressing tactics he wants to play. Seen the transfers that he wants to make. The younger players of that quick fluidity of play. He also wants to bed in the youth and get that. If it starts from the youth, it will kind of build throughout that as well.
Do you believe that? Now, having seen pre-season, having seen the youngsters that Ollie's signed or brought through the youth academy, do you think now that there is more of a clearer kind of vision of what we're looking to do? Before it was a bit muddled, but now
Under LVG had a little bit of a vision, that whole passing game, but to be honest, it was boring football, wasn't it? It was never really going anywhere. Jose, we kind of he never knew what his best starting 11 was.
Yeah, it was chopped and changed so much.
Season and a half in, he still didn't know what his best 11 was.
Yeah.
And then tactics wise, what was it? Was it possession game? Was it physical game? Was it
parking the bus game?
Parking the bus. You never knew what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Whereas with Ollie, even if we did lose a couple on the bounce, at least we know that into the next game we're going to be pressing, we're going to be attacking, and I think Ollie's going to be one of their managers that isn't going to adapt his game in a negative way to opposition. He's not going to have Spurs come to Old Trafford and he's going to probably think, okay, I need to play defensive here.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, you want to play against us,
our home turf.
We're going to play against you, sort of thing.
I think that's the thing. I think, last season we did see it, especially under Jose, where teams they felt they could come and have a go at Old Trafford because we would sit back so deep and whatever else, or go a goal up and then drop off. A lot of the time we wouldn't start playing until we went 1-0 down. Whereas I think a lot of the fan base want to see us, teams coming to Old Trafford and being defeated before the first kick of, before the first sort of kickoff was taken, and we used to see that a lot. So I think Ollie at home, we're going to play that very high press, that attacking style of play. I think we'll do it for the majority of away games, but I can see us maybe against the top 4 or 5 clubs in the league, maybe dropping off and looking to hit teams on the counter attack for sure. But look, guys, we've got about 5 minutes till kickoff. We'll be bringing it to you guys, as the teams do emerge out onto the pitch. Just some shots of the fans. Looks like a lot of Reds have travelled and a packed house yet again when United come to town.
Yeah, been packed every stadium. United fans around the globe. Peaky, what's your prediction for this one? 3-0.
3-0. I was going to change last minute, but I think 3-0 confident. I think United will see a lot of the ball again.
Any goal scorers in particular?
Goal scorers, I think we'll see the front 2, Martial and Rashford, getting on the score sheet. Yeah. I'd like to see James get on the score sheet. I think it would do a lot for his confidence.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I've gone with 4-0. I see maybe Lindelof goal from a corner set piece. And I think maybe Martial or Rashford will bag a couple.
Also, another point we'll share, I'm not sure if many of you know this, I'm sure the majority of you do, but there is a certain Solskjaer name on one of the team sheets as well today. It's not the gaffer putting it down as a manager, player manager for United. Solskjaer's son is also involved with Kristiansund in the setup there, so could we potentially see him coming in and featuring against United, against his old man?
Yeah, I'm sure. I think that's probably one of the reasons why, because I don't think this game was actually scheduled to begin with as an official pre-season. Then it got scheduled a bit, kind of a few weeks in.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably one of the reasons why this is occurring.
Maybe the gaffer pulled a few strings as well. Look, a player I wanted to speak a little bit before we get into the games, before the players do come out, is we mentioned about Scotty McTominay. Look, is he going to be that engine room for us? Because it is a position that concerns me. Since we lost Ander Herrera, we've not filled him or his position as a player, and I think he brought so much to the team. Is Scotty going to provide it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I said on the last Watchalong, I wasn't his biggest fan when he first kind of broke into the squad under Jose, but he's really won me over. He's showing a lot of versatility to his game, and I think we're just going to see him flourish. I mean, I think as he's going to be playing alongside Pogba, I think he's going to be able to kind of just improve his game. When you're around world-class players, you're going to step up a level. And yeah, I think this is the season that McTominay is going to come in. That's going to be his spot, and I think he's going to take it with both hands.
Take it. Nice. Right, the teams are in the tunnel. They look like they're almost set to be led out. David De Gea wearing the captain's band today. If he signs that new deal, would you like to see him being given that armband full-time?
Yeah, I think when the deal's signed, I'm going to go with when.
Of course, yeah.
I think he'll be given the captain's armband.
Certainly he's got to be one of the players in contention.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's between him and Young, isn't it?
Young.
Unfortunately, Young, but yeah.
Some people have also said, Lindelof, has he kind of taken a bit of a claim as well?
Still a bit early for him.
Still a bit early?
I think give him a couple of years, he'll be ready for it.
Brilliant.
But yeah, absolutely. If De Gea gets it, he gets my backing. Yep. I think he'll be vocal as well to his defenders. And
do we kind of owe it to him? Well, we know he's come out and said he wants to leave and whatever else, but I think the work he's done for the football club, and if he's going to sign that deal to remain a Manchester United player,
it'll probably United will probably be his last major club.
Yeah, so reward him in that sense. But the players have been led out here onto the pitch. Looks like the temperatures are a little bit less than what they were over on the tour. We saw a lot of the shots while United were on tour look very sticky, very muggy in a lot of the stadiums, where the climate here will probably suit the players a lot more than it did out there. But United playing in red. And a lot of fans, like I said, a lot of fans out there. Rashford looking very focused.
Anybody watching as well, drop your predictions in the comments. It'd be good to see who you guys think is going to score, what the scoreline is going to be. But we're kind of about a couple minutes just away from kickoff here.
Every pre-season game got kicked off about 5 minutes late, didn't it?
After the timing had been too
after the kind of pre-match shows and whatever else they had going on. So let's see if they get underway on time this evening.
But ever since every minute Wan-Bissaka's been on the pitch, United haven't conceded. So the goal against Spurs was when he was off the pitch. So
again, I just love the way he's just seamlessly come in, fit in, and it just seems like he comes on the pitch, does his work, and then he kind of just disappears off into the background. And you don't really see him or too much of him on social media and whatnot. It just reminds me a bit of like a Dennis Irwin type kind of centre back who just kind of
he's a focused player. You can just tell that he gets on the pitch and his job is to just not let goals in.
Yeah, that's it, definitely. And it's quite good to see these new players come in and almost fit in and have a good kind of bedding in period. But the teams are just kind of having their pre-match photos, loads of mascots who are looking chuffed to bits to be standing with their heroes.
Daniel James looks.
I was going to say James was about the same height as the young chap standing with him.
He'll probably get fouled about 4 or 5 times today. He was absolutely chopped down against Spurs when he.
Do you think he's kind of used to that? Do you think he from playing in the Championship?
He knows that he's got to ride the tackles out, and it's going to happen throughout the Premier League.
And do you think the Championship was probably good experience for him in that sense, getting knocked around?
Rough, a lot more games,
a lot more physical. In that sense,
and probably he was a bit of a caliber above a lot of the Championship players. So he's probably running past them and one of the game plans is going to be take him out of the game. And it's good to have, I suppose, a player back in the team like that, where immediately opposition players and the team talk and whatever else is going to be about somebody taking him out of the game, doubling up on him, and with our fullbacks getting on as well, creating them overloads in wide positions. Is going to be quite key, because I think we have lacked that in our game over the last few seasons. Them overloads in wide areas in the middle of the pitch as well. So. Let's see. So teams have done their ref's done his task and they're just lining up. De Gea's just getting his gloves back on and set as he makes his way. Do you think the starting lineup is Pogba for Matic? You think this is going to be the lineup he's going to go for?
I think so. Yeah, like Chelsea? You said, I think that's pretty much. I think centre back again. Is it going to be Jones or Smalling? It seems to be playing Jones. Yeah, even in the pre-season games, he played Jones alongside Lindelof. So he's obviously seeing something in Jones that he likes and he wants to kind of test out a bit more. But yeah, like I said, the AC Milan game, I think whichever 11 start that one will be the 11 for the opening game of the season. 90% sure, majority of them anyway. Let's hope, the players get through this one without any kind of injuries and stuff as well.
We're underway.
We're off. United to kick off. Lingard immediately looking to take the ball forward towards the Kristiansund goal. Then he turns back in and United have got it.
One of the things we saw pretty evident in all the games so far is that high press up the pitch, which really kind of, the opposition defence is leading to a lot of mistakes. So I'm guessing we're going to see a lot of that today.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's what I like about that style of play. If your players buy into that high press and they kind of, do it consistently well, like you said, the amount of times United were winning the ball back in the opposition half, not even from making tackles, it was just from intercepting loose passes.
You're causing kind of uncertainty at the back.
Yeah, straight away.
That just leads to kind of, inaccurate passes. But United on the attack here. James plays it out to Wan-Bissaka.
McTominay threading the ball through, but James
gets a little foot and nearly wins it back, but Kristiansund just hoofed it up
I think the thing I like about the high press as well is that when teams do it and do it well and are geared up and shaped up to do it, it becomes so unpredictable for the opposition. When we just drop off and we sit in our banks of 4 and a 5 and whatever else, it just becomes very laboured, very predictable. Whereas that high press, forcing them mistakes
makes it a bit, like I said, unpredictable. When you're chasing their team down, the pressure's automatically on
straight away. And defenders, look, when they're putting under pressure, they don't want the ball at their feet. They don't want to look to play all pretty out from the back when they got packs of 3 or 4 hunting them down and closing spaces. As United win the ball back here with Matic, back to Lindelof, all the way back to De Gea, who's put under a bit of pressure, but very coolly clears out here to Luke Shaw. And again, he's composed on the ball and just settles things back down for United. But Kristiansund playing quite a high line here. And again, they're looking to kind of press as well, it looks like, doesn't it? The way they're set up. As United are just comfortable and just keep the ball with the back line, playing it from Jones across to Lindelof.
So it looks like Martial's starting up at the number nine kind of position.
Yeah.
With Rashford on the left.
And again, I think that will kind of chop and change, throughout games.
Rashford's on the press here. Rashford's on the ball back, attacking down the left side. It's looking promising here.
Breaking into the box. Can he get a shot off?
Oh, was that penalty?
It looked like a handball, didn't it? The way he kind of...
I think ball's a
blocked
hand,
it.
But yeah, it's a good block by the defender there. But
high press again, winning the ball back.
Yeah, Rashford, quick legs, sneaking in there.
Do you think from last season we saw some of our kind of attacking-minded players on paper, if you like, doing quite a lot of defensive work? Obviously, it's hard to say not to do any defensive work. Just shots here of Ollie and his other younger son on the manager's bench with him. But do you think Ollie will be saying to some of these attacking players, especially the two playing the wide areas, to kind of conserve a bit of that energy a little bit, so they're a bit more, so a bit more impactful if they get the ball and they kind of conserve that energy for them short bursts?
I think this is where the fitness levels are going to come into play. Obviously, when Ollie came into the role, he kind of, one of the things he kind of found it straight away was really low fitness levels.
Yeah.
So apparently he's been working the players pretty hard in training. So if you can get them to a high level where players are used to, covering a lot of distance, then it shouldn't be too much of an issue.
I think also, when the gaffer's going to be playing that kind of style of play, almost like subconsciously in your mind, you're preparing yourself to come into training, to come into matches, and you're going to be expected to work harder than the opposition. Under Jose, the players weren't built for that, were they? They knew we weren't going to cover a lot of ground.
It wasn't that sort of game plan.
Apart from working in units and sliding left to right, we didn't really do a lot.
So you can kind of get away with having a bit of an off week in training if you're not, up with the fitness level. Whereas there's no room to hide in this kind of squad now. And
I think you'll get found out quite easy from the management.
I think these fitness levels and statistics in training, they're going to be tracked week in, week out. So if you're not kind of staying up with the fitness kind of the bar that's set, then
I've seen a lot of the players as well under their shirts on these pre-season match days have been wearing the kind of the trackers on their backs to so the management can probably see what their levels are like, how far into the game they're still kind of going at full pelt, if you like, and whatnot. United are trying to play out from the back here, but cheaply give the ball away. And Kristiansund come on the attack, ball into the box, but De Gea collects it easy. There's only one player for the opposition in the box. And United comfortably now bringing it out with Rashford, who looks to play one over the top for Martial. I think he lost track of ball. Offside. I thought the way he stopped, it was like he lost track of the ball, but he's been flagged.
So that's twice now Martial's kind of taken that top number 9 spot starting. So
with Rashford in the starting lineup as well.
Do you think that Ollie's favouring Tony there?
Maybe, I think so. Like I said, I think Rashford as well. I think he offers a bit more from playing out wide. I don't know why. I like the way he travels with the ball. If he gets a defender one-on-one as well, I think that change of pace he's got. But like I said, I think during games, they'll swap and change 2 or 3 times, throughout the game, that they do start together.
When you do kind of swap and change, you put you got defenders, off-putted by the press, but then if you're switching up as well, if you've got a left back, if you've got a right back, that's 1 minute he's marking Rashford, next minute he's marking Martial, 2 minutes later he's marking James. It's going to throw you off a little bit.
You look at the pace as well of it all, and you kind of. Like you said, as a defender's nightmare. You've marked somebody who's just run you ragged, and then you've got someone else coming up who's, quite solid as well and quite pacey and whatnot. So it's just very refreshing to see this pace back into a United team. We've traditionally had, a pacey or if not 2 pacey wingers. Somebody who offers a bit up top as well. So it's just good to see a vision as well and a footprint of what the gaffer wants us to play.
It's got Lingard here. Doesn't control the ball.
Which is attacking minded as well, by the way.
So about 6 minutes in, 0-0 here. United with possession. Luke Shaw passes it to Lindelof. Bit of a risky pass, but
that was lucky there. He got caught on the ball, but it's a foul.
On Lindelof now.
Been a bit of a scrappy start to the game in the first 5 minutes. Both teams kind of looking to just settle in a bit, I suppose. But the ball, no one's really dominating possession at the minute as Rashford tries a switch there. Didn't come off, but McTominay picks up the loose ball, and he's looking to build an attack here with Martial. Just plays a loose pass.
I think he's trying to play a bit too quick there.
Too quick.
He
had a bit of time on it.
Off, yeah. Well, I mean, we saw that glimpses, in the Spurs games, all that quick interchange in the box.
Definitely. And that 1-2 that Gomez played with Mata for his goal when he come on. That's, it was nice, clever play, bit of trickery. And there were some games in the pre-season tour where we covered it and we said the opposition were just setting up and United couldn't break them down because they weren't moving the ball quickly enough or being adventurous with it and taking risks. But it looks like, there's been times where Ollie's obviously clearly said to him, look, you've got to move the ball quicker in them attacking positions because it's becoming too predictable and the opposition are just comfortable lining up as they are. But another United attack broken down.
We didn't. Paul Pogba against Spurs wasn't his best game of pre-season.
No, he was quite quiet, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's quite quiet. Didn't really dictate the game as he had done in the previous games. Obviously, he's not starting today. There's some kind of reports saying he might have a little niggle or a little injury. How interested are you to see United without Pogba today? Obviously, with two fairly defensive-minded holding midfielders in Matic and McTominay.
Yeah, again,
we're quite reliant on Lingard to be that kind of
link man and make things happen. Where obviously, I think when Pogba's on the ball and he's having one of his good days, I think there's no one who can compare to him. Like the range of passing he's got in his locker, the way he can build an attack and work the ball, I think is fantastic. But as United fans keep saying, and I keep saying, we just need to see that consistency in his game. If he is going to be that man to come and do it, I want to see it, more consistently and in the bigger games as well. But look, it's another opportunity for Jesse Lingard to show what he can do, as he's bringing the ball forward here. As he's looking for options into the box, but plays back to Martial.
Done well to get space there, but needed to just be a bit smarter with that kind of cross coming in. It got blocked, but United still in possession here.
James looks to feed one through to Rashford, but it's intercepted and the ball is cleared as far as I think Lindelof intercepted that, and McTominay getting caught on the ball as Kristiansund come on the attack now. They've got a man out wide on the ball, 1, 2, 3 breaking into the box. There's 3v3 in the middle. Look to play a ball.
Should have probably.
He shuffled. He did. I thought he should have jacked
it. The box, but the attacker kind of took it off the other man. We've got Rashford sprinting down the left side. He's
looking for options.
Now, but
that was the right ball to play.
Yeah, he played it to Luke Shaw. He was sprinting in, but
didn't get hold of it, did he?
Yeah, it just went past Luke Shaw. If you got onto it, United were kind of in for it. Threatening attack there.
Martial doing well there.
The press, man, it's definitely working.
Martial wins the ball back. Rashford plays into McTominay, who can really drive. He's got acres to drive into.
See what he can do here
He's
now.
Taking the yards, looking for James on the outside.
No, it's the wrong ball, man. It's James still got there, though.
It didn't look like he was going to make it.
He played James quite late, and the ball just wasn't really the right angle. But James still got onto the end of it, drove it in, and keeper got on top, and it's gone out for a corner.
First corner of the game. But again, see what I mean with McTominay, when he picks the ball up and there's space to drive into, he just opens them legs, and he really does kind of, turn that kind of defence, if you like, into attack quite quickly and travels well with the ball. First corner for United. Jones and Lindelof both up from the back. James swings it in. McTominay looking to get up for it. Phil Jones. Phil Jones with the overhead.
Phil Jones.
I'm surprised he didn't do his knee in or something.
Don't ever try that again, Phil.
Gaffer, get him off.
In terms of corners, we've seen so many different corner takers. Obviously, James there, but previous games, Pereira, Mata.
Yeah.
I think Rashford took a couple as well. It seems like Ollie's a bit undecided on that.
Yeah, just look at the overhead
Jones
there.
Bloody overhead kicks into his own hand.
Handful, good save. Yeah, great effort and a great save, both from Phil Jones. Ollie's looking a little bit animated on the touchline. It looks as though he's just saying to kind of move the ball a bit quicker to his players, doing the old traditional move the ball a bit quicker kind of sign language. As Matic is back on the ball, United starting to see more possession now. They're kind of, it looks like working their way into this game now after a little bit of a scrappy opening 5 minutes. Luke Shaw rolls one into Rashford. He comes back to Jones. And I think United are going to see a lot of this during the season where teams now will drop off us. As just quickly, Matic is bringing the ball forward. Fred's one through to Lingard. A bit of a pull ball.
I think he should have went the other way.
Yeah, Lingard did well to keep it in. He plays a nice 1-2.
Good position.
Whip one in and it's just
one in,
whistle
just
past the far post.
The right hand side. But
right area to play into, wasn't it?
Yeah, promising.
But like you said, Matic's ball should have gone probably through for one of the front men. He was a bit heavy playing it out to Lingard, but Lingard did well. He kind of cut into the corner of the 18-yard box, whipped one in, right area. Everyone missed it, and it just went past that far post. If it was on target, keeper would have had it covered, it looks like. But 12 minutes played, United feeling their way into the game and seeing more of the ball. But yeah, as I was just saying, do you think we'll see a lot of that this season where teams now look at United's attacking threat and will be prepared to drop off and let us have a lot of the ball? Or do you think, they will kind of maybe come and have a go like they have been? Depends on the opposition.
Yeah, I think obviously it depends on the opposition, but I think teams will come with the intention of having a go.
Yeah.
But then it depends how well we're tactically set up with this press and this pace.
Do you think Ollie, look, as a player under Sir Alex Ferguson, he would have been used to that whole thing of like wearing teams down, even if it's 0-0, you just keep moving the ball, keep wearing them down.
Just relentless attack.
Yeah. Do you think like he's going to be embedding that into this team as well, in this squad of, even if it's 0-0, we keep playing till the last minute?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
as we
say that, Kristiansund was trying to kind of break through, but United back on the attack with Shaw here. Back to your point, Peaky. Yeah, I think he's definitely going to instill that kind of mentality that the game's never over until that final whistle's blown. We're in it. So, hopefully, we don't get to positions where we need last minute goals, but obviously that's
as exciting as they used to be.
It's football at the end of the day, but he's definitely going to imprint that kind of what it means to play for Man United.
To keep going. United back on the ball again, seeing loads of the ball now. Penning Kristiansund almost back in their half now and just working the ball left to right. Wan-Bissaka getting on the ball and showing some nice touches of control there and laying it into McTominay, who feeds Martial, who's dropped off, looking to create an opening, plays the ball back to Matic. Matic bounces it into Lingard, who goes wide. Wan-Bissaka, first opportunity to get at his man, skips past one, plays it back.
No-look pass there.
No-look pass. Lingard, he kind of took the ball off McTominay's toes there, and he didn't really need to. As now United are looking to cut out the Kristiansund attack as they come halfway into the United half, throwing 3-4 bodies into the box. It's laid square on the 18-yard, played out wide over here on the near side. United have got plenty back in numbers. First meaningful attack really for Kristiansund that they've built. United look pretty much set though. Everyone behind the ball at the moment. Breaking down, opportunity to get a cross in on this near side. Luke Shaw did well.
And well stood the man up.
Stood up, was patient. Yeah, corner. First corner of the game for the Norwegian side, whose fans look to be in great voice as well. Must be good for them, to get the exposure of having, a club like United come into play.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you can see the stadium's absolutely packed out.
Yeah.
Probably kind of would be tough to get tickets for this if you're from Oslo.
If you're there, yeah, definitely.
But corner's about to be whipped in. United kind of going with looks like a zonal style of defending here.
Yeah, all lined up really on the edge of the 6-yard box.
Ball's coming in now. So in terms of we just discussed their zonal marking on the corner.
They're all kind of lined up on the 6-yard box, weren't they?
Is that something you think Ollie's going to go for, or do you think he's
going
to go man for man?
I think you've got to go man for man. I think you run that risk when you go zonal of kind of players having the run on you, and when you go man for man, you will always get players blocking runs and whatnot, but definitely man for man over zonal in my opinion. 15 minutes played here then, still 0-0. United, after a bit of a scruffy start to the game, are kind of dominating possession as you would imagine, and seeing a lot of the ball as Wan-Bissaka takes a throw in into Lindelof, cleared. Looked like Lingard got a bit of a nudge in the back there, but the refs allowed play to go on a shot from distance from a Kristiansund player, and it's gone high, wide, and not at all handsome as you used to hear on the old FIFA games when you used to play. Goal kick to United. Obviously, Pav will be going down to the Principality Stadium in Cardiff on the weekend. Looking forward to seeing this new look United kind of
new look United, and hopefully a couple of new signings might feature
by then.
But
yeah,
we'll see. But I mean,
if someone is announced, do you think they'll feature?
I think probably substitution.
Come on and get a few minutes.
Yeah, but
Foul.
Free kick
foul.
for United. But definitely going to be a great game. Nice kind of warm up before the Chelsea game. And all eyes August 11th at Old Trafford.
A big one. 2 big games, really, in my opinion. Chelsea then away to Wolves. 2 tricky fixtures. But United have won. Well, Scotty McTominay's won a free kick here for United. He's about 20, 25 yards from goal, just right of centre of the goal. And it looks like, who's over it? We've got Rashford standing over it. And just trying to make out the other player, Luke Shaw. Rashford and Luke Shaw.
Shaw's never really taken him.
Nah. I was going to say it would suit a lefty, but I don't know. I think Rashford might knuckle it, mate. Just put his laces through it. Four-man wall here. Luke Shaw steps over it. Rashford drives it. Oh.
Went to keeper's side, didn't
Yeah, keeper looked confident. Never really troubled him at all, did it? Worth an effort. Had to take the shot on from there.
I mean, it's worth a go. Range, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So.
Here's the replay.
See what he's trying to do.
Trying to hit that kind of far post, wasn't he? Obviously, look, it is just a friendly, but it is another friendly closer to the start of the season. I'm sure Ollie would have sent them instructions out with his team to kind of keep the tempo right, try and do things properly, play what's in front of you. Thoughts in the opening 20 minutes of this one?
It's been an okay start. I mean, we're pressing, we're dominating possession, but that was expected against a Norwegian side. That's not got much about them. But I'd like to see a bit more shots put off.
Yeah, we've not really created much, have we?
Intricate play, in
around
the
box
as well. Yeah.
For me, that's one area I think United were really lacking, that kind of that clever play on the edge of the box. But as we've got James here, his first time at having a 1v1 against his fullback, he's facing up with the cross comes in, it's blocked, and it's gone out for a United corner, which it looks like James is going to take, and he does so quickly as he plays it back here to Luke Shaw, who was probably making his way over to take the corner. He rolls one into Lingard. He delivers into the box. Phil Jones with the header. Come off a Kristiansund defender and saved by the keeper. Jones just making his way back into position now. But good, quick free kick. Play back to Lingard. Swung in. And Jones, who we know he scored a header on pre-season. Do you think if he does play... again, goals from the centre-backs chipping in there quite important as well as the season goes on from set pieces and stuff.
We're going to need goals from all sort of positions, aren't we? To kind of really we need to up our goal tally.
Yeah.
So, anywhere that's going to kind of chip in is going to be appreciated. Just going to roll into the comments here, PK.
Yeah, go for it. I'll just cut in if anything is happening, but
so
go for
it. I Want Goals 15 saying McSauce is having a good game, playing like Busquets. Got no Pogba midfield equals dead.
No creativity, I'm guessing.
A lot of people saying no, it's Matic where the midfield dies.
I would like to see Pogba come on for Matic in the second half, just again to have another look at Pogba and McTominay in there.
Yeah. A lot of praise for McTominay here, saying he's playing well.
Yeah.
As we said, that Matic delivers a ball in.
Lingard tried it.
It went to Lingard. It was a pretty tough ball to control first time. He took it on. He tried to
kind of bring it down, didn't he?
Kind of a little dink over the keeper style,
yeah,
but defender.
Good block.
Yeah.
To be fair, good defending, but gone out for a United corner.
Good first touch because Matic drilled that in a bit
and
chested down. And then defender done well there to get a leg in.
Yeah, nice idea though. He's tried to kind of dink it over the keeper, deflected and over, but well done. United.
Still got a lot of chatter in the comments about Dybala, saying. Yeah, a lot of people are excited about that. Corner comes in, but Kristiansund get it out. Ball back in.
Martial with the header.
But no threat
falls
behind
to
it.
Scott McTominay again. He's having a good game for me. He's picking up all the loose balls.
Rashford
It was.
But defender gets
something different.
It.
Just on that point, I know someone just made about Scotty McTominay again. He's just picking up a lot of the loose ball. He just seems to be kind of in the right places at the right time, full of energy. I really do think he's going to feature as that kind of holding defensive midfield player for United. What do you think?
Yeah, he's going to be a strong figure, in the squad throughout, and definitely looking forward to seeing his progression. Just going to go back into the comments.
Yeah, go for it.
We've got Manu Pastor saying, "Can Ollie stop playing James on the right?" I mean, James is going to feature both left and right, and possibly up top as well. So
he's going to be moved around, isn't he?
Yeah, it's going to be moved around. Got another. There's a lot of chat about Dybala. I don't think many Reds are watching the game. I think they're watching Sky Sports instead, waiting for Dybala to be announced. But time's going to tell on that. A lot of people saying Lingard's not playing too well today. lot of people saying Jones, unfortunately, is going to start against Chelsea as well.
Let's hope not. Let's hope we get Maguire over the line. Surely, man. We spoke about it in our pre-match build-up here today about that deal surely getting dragged over the line.
It's got to, man.
Push through or whatever. You know what it is for me as well? When you used to hear of United signings, there would be rumours for about a week or so when negotiations had probably started, then the player was announced.
It's a proper roller coaster. Got a couple comments here saying we need to get Fernandes and Dybala. They'd make this attacking threat world class. Saying this attacking threat at the moment doesn't bear that quality. Whereas if you had a bit of class in there, it probably would. So yeah, interesting. As we keep going on, the match continues. We've got brand new saying Lingard would get a game for Burnley. A lot of praise for Rashford as well here.
As he switched, got a good ball to be fair out wide to James, who's 1v1. Poor ball into the box. That's the one thing that's been scrutinised a bit, hasn't it?
I'd say so, yeah.
One thing that's been scrutinised about James so far is just that end product. And look, I'm not going to write him off and say, oh God, he's been a terrible sign. Anything. Look, I think the kid's got some unbelievable raw talent, and I'm sure, in time, he's going to be nurtured and he'll bed in nicely. Let's not forget he's only come in and had a handful of games in pre-season.
He's raw at the end of the day, and we've got to kind of mould him into Luke Shaw's attacking on the left. Nice little cut in. What can he do here?
Oh, cracking ball across the 6-yard box.
Great ball into the 6-yard box.
I think was that Lingard? No, Martial. Breaking it. Looks like the defender got across. Yeah, defender, good clearance, good defending. Because that could have easily ended up in his own net. But Luke Shaw did well. He had a bit of space.
Well, yeah, good cut in.
Sold his man later.
The defender out. Nice ball in as
little
well.
Nuts as well on the ball in.
The defender, yeah.
Quick free kick again as United work it. It's
James.
Offside
there, isn't it, for James? Good ball. Not offside, no.
So that was a good ball in from James.
Good cross, but couldn't get a header on the end of it from Martial.
Both flying in. Good. That was good though. Nice ball in from James. We were just talking about his end product, and I'm sure we will see a lot of that from him. Inconsistency in the first maybe 4 to 5 months, of his kind of career at United, until he kind of has time on the training ground to keep working on them balls in different kind of crosses on the deck, whipping it in head high and all that kind of stuff.
One player we haven't seen on the tour yet, and seems like a forgotten man, is Alexis Sanchez. We've seen some pictures of him, on his socials. He's looking, ripped. He's looking in shape. He's looking ready. Do you think we might see him in the Milan game?
I've got to be careful what I say because Pav's a big believer in him. There, Pav has said, look, after the Copa America, he had a good tournament. His confidence seems to be something else.
I just have a feeling that Sanchez is going to play a part this season.
You know what? I think again it's going to be hard for him to win the fans over. Because I think we've kind of all piled on him and kind of highlighted how poor he has been for us. But I think after having a good tournament, that can do everything for your confidence. I think playing under a manager now with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who would probably put his arm around him a bit and, kind of boost him up that way, as opposed to being a bit standoffish with, say, Jose Mourinho.
He's that sort of player. We saw that with Jose. He would go and press the ball off his own back.
Yeah, he would, and there was, I think, the PSG game away when he came on as a sub and he just come and ratted hard for that 20-minute cameo role that he had. And I think after the game, Ander Herrera, I remember quite clearly going straight up to him, kind of hugging him and giving him a big thumbs up because he did that. So it might suit him playing this kind of high pressing game, that Ollie's obviously adopted. I really do hope that he can come in and it might be like we get a new signing in him alone. If his form does change, I'm sure we're going to get.
I've talked him up all summer, so
Pav's a believer.
See if he can deliver.
Let's see. Let's hope so. But again, look, he's still got to come into the fold as well. So
yeah, I mean, it's going to take it, obviously he's match fit, but to get used to playing with new players and the kind of formation.
Yeah.
It probably won't see him for the first couple of games.
But again, another player to add pressure onto the other boys, who maybe aren't performing well or.
Yeah, again, like we said, Ollie's going to have options this season in terms of many positions. So
yeah, definitely.
We're going to see what
McTominay caught again. I think that's about the third time he's been brought down today. I don't know why the player's trying to plead his innocence, but he was about a week late on him on that one.
not gonna lie, Peaky, I thought we would have seen a goal by now.
Yeah, mate, we're 26 minutes in. United are dominating possession after the first sort of 5-10 minutes, but
chances.
It's all where it has been. It's all in the middle of the park, playing it quite nice at the back, but that final third, there's no tempo really or cutting edge. As Matic rolls one in, is this the chances? Martial hits a shot, good save by the keeper. Rashford on the rebound, but he's faced that 1v1, looks to deliver a ball. It's blocked. Yeah, it was. And Matic now trying to drive into the box. He plays one back to Rashford, tries to cut inside. Surely that's a foul. Referee's not giving it.
I think Rashford was trying to play the
referee. You reckon, yeah?
Yeah.
Kristiansund looking to come on the attack. Cut out by Lindelof. Getting a bit scrappy. Get good feet from Bissaka.
Yeah.
And he plays one. Again, James now has an opportunity to roll one into Martial.
Strong ball there.
Cuts one in. Oh, looks today, James. Thought Martial should have continued to take it, but he cut back in. Tried to play a clever little ball to James. That got cut out.
Gone for United corner.
Rashford here.
No, I don't think that was a foul.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. He kind of went down as he kind of went to skip past his man. Replays here of Martial's shot. Again, Martial we've seen on the tour as well, and a few other players having, popping off a few shots from outside the box. We never really saw a lot of that last season either, did we? Do you want to see sort of more players, again, being brave? And
look, you got to be unpredictable. You got to be, striking shots, when you get that second too. I mean, and then, if you don't take a shot, you're not going to score a goal.
Yeah.
Even if the shot doesn't go in, deflection, keeper
rebounds,
parries it,
anything.
It goes for a corner. That's James here.
Pace, mate.
Speed. Not the worst cross in the
world. There was no one really committed, did they?
Box, but yeah, he knocked it past his man.
Yeah.
Left him for dead. I think we see some scenes of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's son training.
Noah warming up, mate.
Sidelines.
And look, his younger brother who sat next to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is kind of looking over at his brother saying, it's a bit of a proud moment, I suppose, for the Solskjaer family.
Shot from Kristiansund, but over the bar. You think we're going to see many changes at half-time?
I don't think many. I think the majority of these guys will be playing around that 60, 70-minute mark again.
Think so?
I'd like to see Matic come off at half-time and give Pogba and McTominay, time to play, in there together from, for a whole half, really. Because I think
surprised he hasn't mixed up Martial and Rashford.
Yeah, they haven't swapped yet, have they? They've not interchanged yet. And we have seen it in the games after the first sort of 20 minutes or so, where players kind of go and swap, don't they?
There'll be a 5-minute period where they'll switch it
just go and switch.
Seems like Ollie's kind of fixed on Martial playing that up top role.
Yeah. Maybe he might swap it at half-time. But here's Rashford with his chance to run in behind.
Go on, son.
Nice early ball into the box.
I thought he took that a bit early.
He could have drive in, couldn't he?
I thought he could have, but you know what? The ball was actually
good ball.
A lot of quality behind the ball.
It was the right area where he had to play it. And it looked like the right way to pass it. It was just good, very good defending to intercept that and put it out for a United corner. Again, United looking to go short with it. James is currently over it. Shaw's gone over all the way from this left-hand side.
No, I think Shaw's going to deliver this. I think James is going to deliver this in. Yeah, he does. And look dangerous. But
I don't get that though, because Luke Shaw's gone all the way over from his left-back position to the right corner flag to take it. If it's a quick one, take it. But then if it's not, then I'm not sure, because then he's out of position.
Maybe
he's all
miscommunication.
Yeah,
going to take it.
Yeah, because he's all the way on the far side of the pitch, which I don't understand. But here's that Rashford opportunity again, where he's
he saw two players ahead, and he thought
cracking ball. Yeah, no, it was a good ball, and even Martial even put his head in his hands as if to say, "God, if that defender missed that, it was that was his name on the score sheet."
So at the half-hour mark, first half, 0-0 still.
United look really untroubled defensively, haven't we, so far?
Yeah, I mean, Kristiansund aren't really offering anything. It's just a game of when we're going to score, really.
Yeah, as Rashford plays one round the corner for Lingard's chasing it down. Looks to be defended well.
I mean, Kristiansund they're not scared from playing around across the back, playing around at the back, but they just got dispossessed again due to the United press here.
Yeah. Jones brings this one out. He plays into Matic, he runs one into Rashford's got James space. That was the ball to be played, just defended and
tried a bit of skill there, didn't he? But it didn't come off. Should have just played James, and James
kept it simple.
James had a lot of space there.
Yeah. Haven't really seen James running behind kind of in the box kind of thing, through on goal.
Yeah.
We've seen him being face up or playing one-on-ones.
I mean, there's that one chance he had where he hit the post.
Yeah.
A couple games ago.
Yeah. Cut in, that was a good effort.
Apart from that, it's more he's kind of taking the man on and rather than the ball being fed to him.
And he can have an opportunity on goal.
We'll see that in the season as it goes on.
Of course, I'm sure we will.
Devastating pace. You got to utilise it in that way as well.
Matic just taking a couple of extra touches and keeping the ball well though. See like that, he could have played it first time, but he always seems to take an extra touch. And I'm going to put it out there, Pav. I think he's going to be the weak link in our team this season. You know that? Yeah, as McTominay saying that, his partner McTominay in the middle there just got caught in the ball, but defended well. Yeah, I don't know. I just think he's...
Like, if he's going to be starting on a regular basis alongside Pogba, then I'd be slightly concerned.
Yeah, I just don't see what he offers the team. He's not mobile enough to get around the pitch. He's lost that pace. Delays passes as well and kind of gets caught on the ball, and that invites pressure on as Lingard plays a cracking switch out here to Wan-Bissaka. We've not seen get forward too many times today, but when he has, he's looked good. But on this occasion...
Tried a little bit too much and knocked it past himself. It's gone for a Kristiansund goal kick.
Do you think he would be happy with his start to life as a Manchester United player so far?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I think he's one of them players that he's not going to look into his own performances too much. He's just going to listen to what his manager tells him.
And just do what he's been asked to do.
Get on with it, yeah. But... Wan-Bissaka, I mean, it's good. What I'm looking forward to seeing from him is, that first game against Chelsea when you're up against some actual quality and seeing how he reacts to it.
Yeah, being tested for sure. It's a real family affair. This thing, I'll just Ollie's wife up on the big screen.
Got Martial running down at the keeper who sit towards the halfway line.
Must be quite a proud moment for Solskjaer as well, playing in his homeland.
Yeah,
managing the club is, he's a hero.
If you said to him this time last year, you're going to be, the permanent Manchester United manager.
Yeah, playing a pre-season friendly in Norway.
Yeah, I mean,
with your family there, your son on the opposition side.
Yeah, the way the whole kind of last season played out was just kind of bonkers, really, wasn't it?
It was
the whole Jose saga, and then Ole coming in for that 13-14 game run.
That stretch of
then that absolutely horrid.
Then the relegation form, which we won't talk too much about.
Yeah, so Ollie's kind of seen it all, faced it all already in such a small...
That might be a good thing, He's had the unbelievable highs and none other than that win against PSG.
Absolutely, yeah.
Then he's had the unbelievable lows of finishing on relegation form in all such a small amount of time. So he's kind of been there, done it, had it all in that kind of 3 or 4 month period.
United free kick in quite a threatening position here. Just
got central to goal, about 20 yards out. Definitely Rashford territory on this one. Lingard did well to draw the foul there. And it looks like Rashford is probably going to be, taking the lead on these kind of free kicks, in and around the penalty area.
When Pogba's not on the pitch.
Yeah.
I think Pogba's going to be that man. But I'll tell you who else might be taking free kicks for us.
Who do you reckon?
Paulo Dybala.
Let's see how that one goes, mate.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
Let's see. It certainly hotted up.
There's a lot of stats released today when Paulo Dybala and Pogba had that one season at Juve.
Yeah.
They were showing the amount of chances they were number one in all attacking categories.
See, and that's the link-up play I think it offers. They've got an understanding there.
It's like iconic picture where they're both touching fingers as well. That keeps circulating. So it's exciting me. But back to the game.
Let's see. Let's not get too carried away. I don't know if I'm more grateful to see Lukaku leaving or Dybala coming in, but Rashford standing over this very central, about 20 yards.
I'm gonna take a punt
from goal. You reckon it's in?
I think it's gonna hit the back.
I think it's gonna hit the wall, mate. I'm going for hitting the wall.
It's lining up.
Here he comes.
Oh,
great effort. Great save from the keeper.
Absolutely fantastic.
To be fair to him,
I thought it was in when some real power behind that shot towards the keeper's left-hand side. Gets a very strong hand.
I thought it was too close for him to get it up and over.
Very strong hand on the keeper. So United took a quick corner here.
It's played back out to Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw's going to drive it with the left.
Again, I don't understand why Shaw's going over there if he's not taking him. But obviously something they've been working on is Matic plays the ball out here left to Lingard. He's got an opportunity to roll one into Rashford, and he does. Rashford looks to roll his man.
I think we are missing Pogba.
That little spark. Scotty McTominay.
Not a bad shot by McTominay.
Try one from about the halfway line. Yeah. No, it was about 30 yards out.
30 yards out. It's a
great effort.
Good strike. Keeper's diving for it, but just kind of went over.
Good effort, to be fair.
Good last couple of minutes from United here.
United seem to be stepping up a bit. I think they know they need a goal at this, or would have expected to have a goal at this stage. Look at that highlight again. God, he struck that well. Dipping.
Here's a free kick replay. Great
Done
power.
Well.
Keeper.
Great power.
I think it might have been... keeper. It's a good save. It was a good save. It's good that he got
a yard to the left of the keeper and it was in. I think because the keeper was travelling the other way and then had to, fly back. But as you were just saying, Pav, about Pogba, I think we need to see him introduced into this game if he is fit and whatnot or is able to just to see how we perform.
Possibly even Mata, because Mata can unlock doors, man.
Yeah, look, technically he's good.
Pass that that others lack. But United saying that United in here.
Oof, Scott McTominay.
He took a shot there.
Yeah,
I think
he did.
Maybe should have passed, but it was still a threatening shot.
Good effort. I think he's entitled to have an effort. He's screaming at the ref, thinking he should have been awarded a corner. Daniel James looks confused. Here it is again. McTominay. Oh, good effort.
See on the replay if the keeper got touched. No, it came from the defender.
Was it defender deflected off?
The defender's knee. Should have been a corner.
He's laughing it off, and he's
he's on the cover of the new Pro Evo game, so he's already making moves.
He's always making moves, man.
Scotty McSauce.
They reckon he's going to be a big player this season for United. Approaching the 40-minute mark, still 0-0 between United and Kristiansund out in Norway. I'm thinking Ollie will be relatively happy with what he's seen. United have had a lot of the ball. Obviously, no injuries being picked up. Seems to be moving the world.
I don't think he will be happy, man.
Do you think?
No, I mean, look, we've done
apart
what
from
we
the
need
goals,
to do.
apart from scoring, not opening the scoring as of yet. Do you think you still want to see a bit more?
Yeah, I mean, look who we're playing, man. It's not Inter, it's not Spurs. We look better against them, and this is a very low down opposition.
Do you think that can be the problem sometimes, though, where you can only kind of play what's in front of you, and sometimes you drop your own standards? We've all been there as a player, whether it's Sunday League or whatever level you played at. You're playing at lesser opposition, and you all kind of drop your standards. You all take extra touches on the ball. You all kind of try and do a little bit too much.
Possibly that, but I don't know. Players just.
Or is it that we're missing a creative spark?
I think we're missing that something in the middle. I think Matic is letting us down. Just that fine, we're going down the wings a lot, but we're not really going straight through the middle, and that's where Pogba would,
One thing I wanted to ask you as well with Andre Pereira, where does he fit into this team if he plays? I don't expect him to start games, but if he plays, where does he play out on the right? Does he play in that number 10 role?
Where
Lingard plays, yeah.
But again, there's so much competition for that spot. You got. As you say, that the ball's being played in,
cut out.
There's so much competition for that spot. You got Lingard, you got Mata, you got Sanchez who you can play there.
Gomez probably takes a little claim. Again, I don't think
Gomez maybe on the left or in there. You got where's Fernandes? Could put Bruno Fernandes if he comes in. Where's he going to play? Dybala if he comes in. Where's he going to play? As we say that.
Attack broken down.
Yeah, Martial got the ball, but just a bit under his feet. United still in possession, but yeah, it's a position that's going to be there's going to be so many players vying for it.
And I suppose, again, down to rotations, horses for courses, picking the right personnel for the right kind of games as well. But Lingard, again, pressing and winning the ball.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been impressed with so far this half is picking the ball up off the opposition. But
Rashford breaks through into the box. Thought he would have tucked that one away. Kind of hit it straight at the keeper. I think either side of him, and it's a goal.
Toe poke shots.
United looking all over the place defensively here as Jones and Lindelof have a bit of a mix-up. They've got a bit of their shape back now as Kristiansund player cuts in, has a shot, but it's blocked by McTominay. Luke Shaw then looks like he just had his ankle trod on accidentally, and he's getting back up on his feet, and he's limping a little bit. He should be fine, but Rashford
driving up the pitch now. See what he can do. Pass one. Pass two.
Lingard rolls one to James. James back to Rashford to Lingard. Good save by the keeper.
I thought James should have hit
I thought he was going to as well. I thought he was going to just pop the shot off. He squared it unselfishly to Lingard. Again, hit it where he could. And a good save, to be fair, by the keeper as McTominay looks to play a ball forward and he was fouled. He thought he was fouled and he was fouled. The ref just took a bit of time in giving that one. I think he was waiting to see if there was going to be any advantage. So it's 40 minutes in, 5 minutes to go till half-time. Still 0-0. United look to be stepping it up a gear or two as they're having a few more opportunities on goal. Just looking at the replay there, like you said, James could have taken that on.
I thought he should have, man.
Yeah.
It's one of those where I don't think he was confident to take it on. Whereas, maybe a year down the line, he'd be having that problem. Approaching half time. Hopefully, we can kind of bag a goal.
James
coming in.
Plays a nice little ball in, Ted, to McTominay.
Hit the post.
It looked like I couldn't quite see if it was the post or the keeper. It hit something.
The post, yeah. Post. some power.
He's been driving forward as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, one of the best players this half. Definitely.
Again, he stood out for me.
Let's have a look
Here
at
he is.
that.
He edge of the 6-yard box.
Yeah,
post.
Yeah, smashed it past the
Mate.
keeper. Good intent there, man.
You know what? He has really impressed me this half, and throughout pre-season. His work rate off the ball is second to none. He's driving forward. He drives the team forward with him as well. And this game has been quite good. You know, quite nice to see him having some attempts at goal as well. You know, getting forward while he can.
Yeah, one of the best chances of the half, really.
Yeah,
hit the post.
Closest we've come to a goal.
Yeah, I mean, McTominay is a real bright spark of this half.
Again, I just want to see him and Pogba in there to see how they perform. I want to see Matic make way for him. See, like there, Matic, you come back, he could have played it straight out and switched play, but he has the extra touch, and then he keeps playing down sort of blind alleys, if you like, and not opening up the play where the space is. I know it's quite easy saying that sat here in front of a laptop. One touch and play. Here's Rashford, bit of space out on the left. He's found quite a lot of joy down this left-hand side.
He's been on the ball a lot. He's probably been on the ball the most out of any United player.
Bit wasteful there, but he's seen a lot of the ball.
Yeah, he's driven in well. He's the most biggest attacking threat, I'd say, so far. But good play here. He's interlinking with Lingard, but
first bit was good. Yeah, first bit was good. Just got intercepted. Got about 2 minutes left till half-time. Just before it does come into half-time, guys, don't forget to come into the comments section on anything that you guys would like us to discuss, obviously on the performance today, any potential transfers that are speculating or going around. So make sure you jump in.
Be a few polls on the Full-Time Devils Twitter.
They are indeed. I'm just going to go into them. So you've got a few minutes, guys, on these as well. So hardly the most inspiring half from United. Who will be your man of the match for the first 45 minutes? You've got Scott McTominay, Daniel James, Martial or Lingard.
I think we know who the winner is.
I've put my vote in and I've counted my vote
Scotty McSauce
onto that. Sum up the first half for United. 3 options here. You've got awful, mediocre or impressive. So jump in to the comment section on that as well. Pav, I think you're reading the script here, mate, and you've got the answers up. But guys, you've got a couple of minutes. Make sure you jump onto the Twitter polls that the Full-Time Devils handle is running, and we will be bringing you the results of that as well. And don't forget, after today's live watch-along, immediately after the full-time whistle, you will be joined by the man himself, Mr. Full-Time Devils. Adam McCullough will be jumping on live as well to give a bit of a review and answer questions of yours, I'm sure. So stick around for that one as well. As United have the ball, trying to build probably one final attack. I can't imagine too much injury time to be played at the end of this half, as Martial looks to thread one through for McTominay again, who's in quite an advanced position but is cut out. But Martial winning the ball back down near the corner flag, plays one into McTominay, who's driving into the box, flashes one across the 6-yard box, but nobody, and then it's out for a throw-in on this near side to Kristiansund. And we have played 45 minutes, haven't had any indication of how much injury time, and there goes a half-time whistle. So there was no injury time
in my opinion,
to be played.
What do you think?
Again,
it seems like you're a bit optimistic about this.
I don't know if I'm getting carried away with myself, but we saw a lot of the ball, but there was nothing really clinical, was there? Like you made the point, I said, yeah, we're moving the ball well and this, that and the other, but nothing clinical. Like you said, we've got to remember the opposition we're playing.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
A lot of the comments coming in here, and I agree with that, mediocre. Not really. I mean, look, we've had possession. We passed it about a bit, a couple nice little bits of play, but not really. I mean, if we go into the Chelsea game playing like this, don't expect any points.
No, I think, like you said, Ollie probably won't be happy in that dressing room at halftime because, although there's all the glitz and glam about this friendly of him being in his home country, in his homeland, and his son, being involved with the opposition, he would want results. He would want to see the tempo, the ball being moved quickly. United to put in a few goals today. It's all good for confidence, isn't it? You put 3 or 4 goals in. It's confidence going into the friendly against AC Milan, where we expect United to be playing what looks like will be their starting 11 for the season opener against Chelsea. So I'm sure he'll have a bit of a rant and a rave. And second half, we'll see the introduction of potentially Paul Pogba. Maybe Greenwood as well. I'd like to see him maybe come on.
Yeah, I think he's the type of player
James,
that would
maybe
kind of do well the way just bit of no fear, just go and drive.
Go and have a go. Comments?
Got a shout out on the comments. Got Jat in here saying McDominate.
McDominate, I like that, McDominate, and
Yeah.
he certainly has been doing so in this half as well. But he really looks like he's up for this season. He really looks like he wants to be.
Out of all them players, he's been the most promising. From the first half, hitting the post, driving that play, taking shots, playing players in, winning the ball back high up the pitch. So McTominay's definitely.
Just before I do jump into onto the Twitter feed for Full Time Devils and read out the results, so many tweets have been coming in about Scott McTominay as well. Yeah. People commenting saying Scotty McTominay McMasterclass. We've got here, Jack, to rival your McDominate. We've got McMasterclass. So people saying he's been absolutely everywhere. It's all been Scotty. McSauce been everywhere. Scott is class. So lots of positive comments coming in for him. The results for the poll are in. So hardly the most inspiring half for United. Who has been your man of the match for the first half? Last position was Lingard with 1% of the votes. Martial picked up 7% of the votes. Daniel James with 8%, and a whopping 84% of you guys have voted for McTominay. So obviously he is getting the vote of confidence from the fans, and we're obviously impressed with what he's putting in on the pitch. Sum up the first half for United was the other poll we ran. Again, 15% said it was awful. 24% of you said it was impressive. And again, people agreeing with us here, about 61% of you saying it was mediocre. So, we would have expected a little bit more from United in that first half. But Pav, many more comments coming in or anything else you would like to mention?
Yeah, so we've got a couple of people praising. Yeah, it's Scotty McDominate to start against Chelsea, McTominay to dominate against Chelsea. Transfer window has been shocking. Some praise for Daniel James here as well, saying he's looking bright. Also, just more kind of criticising the final third play, just saying there's not really much quality up top.
No spark.
The players are there with the quality. It's not coming to fruition.
How much does it concern you that obviously that was one thing we've highlighted throughout the whole of pre-season, that we can keep the ball and all the rest of it, but it's that final third where we need to add something to us. Is it going to be a signing like Dybala or Fernandes, whoever comes in? Because clearly the players we've got there at the minute are probably not up to scratch to do it week in, week out and give that attacking edge that we're clearly lacking and have been for some time.
Yeah, I mean, we said numerous times in this half that it's Pogba that we're missing, and I believe it is that. It's just that bit of that ball that's going to be sprayed up the pitch when you're catching defenders off guard, and he's got the ability to do that. Are there other players that can do that? Can Mata do that? Sometimes
Mata can potentially do it, but again, it just depends in what kind of game it is. I think if the opposition are, say, somebody who's playing in the bottom half of the Premier League and we're really struggling to unlock their defence and they're just literally setting up and parking the bus, then I think you can throw someone like Mata on because he is a bit creative. He has got that technical ability. We're not going to be relying on his pace or the lack of pace that he's got now. So he could suit it. Whereas if it's against one of the top clubs where we're going to need somebody who can, offer his pace and that high press, then clearly he's not going to be suited to that kind of game either. So yeah, again, with Mata, I think it just depends with the kind of opposition we're playing.
Yeah. More comments coming in. Football has changed since Fergie left. It's not the same football anymore. It's been a horrible transfer window so far.
Not nice. I'm just trying to jump back onto the Twitter feed just to see if there's any other comments coming in for the performances. But even on there, it's just everything is about Scott McTominay, to be fair, and everyone really kind of hyping up his performance as well.
Do you think Ollie's going to see this and think, you know what, he's going to be my man. He's going to be the main man.
I think so. I think he's got to be. I think he's got to be there and he's got to be surely like the first.
I think he's got to be. It's got to be Pogba and McTominay.
Yeah.
Those are the two main.
I just don't see how Matic fits into that setup, especially when we're looking to play that style of play, this high press and a high tempo and whatnot. I just think he needlessly invites a lot of pressure onto the team. Just looking at the images of the players in the background here, and we seem to always see the players who are going to be introduced into the game on this pre-season tour staying out and warming up. So you got Chris Smalling out there, Greenwood, Tahith Chong, looks like Paul Pogba, Ashley Young. So maybe Ollie is going to ring a few changes at half-time as well. I think that was Pereira just there. Gomez is out there as well. or whether he's just said to all of them, look, just stay out, get your legs warm or whatnot. But maybe we are going to see quite a lot of changes. Maybe given the opposition, Ollie said we're just going to play half and half, and then on Saturday, against AC Milan, that's where we'll use that as traditionally we'd obviously always use that game before the season opener, which would have been the Charity Shield or Community Shield back in the day. Obviously, we don't get that opportunity anymore, so I think the game on Saturday will be the final opportunity for Ollie, if you like, to do that.
A lot of flack coming in for Matic in the comments.
Really, yeah.
Everyone's saying he just doesn't fit into the system.
No.
He's not built for this team. He's a bit of a hindrance.
Totally agree. What do you think Ollie thinks he offers to the team? Because
look, there's experience there, right?
Yeah.
And during his heyday at Chelsea, guy was an enforcer, man.
Yeah.
Like we used to look at him and think,
wow, if only we had a player like that at that time.
We ain't getting past this guy.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously over time that age is he's on the wrong side of wrong side of 20 hitting 30.
Yeah.
We might be 30 plus.
Yeah. Early 30s.
And obviously with that age, he was never the fastest player anyway, so he's obviously slowed down even further than that. Then you'd expect him to be a bit better positionally, but today he looks like he's just out of sorts.
It looks like Scotty McTominay in there is he's playing that defensive role. He's been playing that attacking role because he's getting furthest forward out of the midfield, two in there, and he's had a couple of shots on goal, but he's picking up all the loose balls, competing for the ball, drawing fouls. I just think that role is cut out for him and Paul Pogba alongside him for the upcoming season, for sure. Guys, if you are just tuning in, jump into the comment section throughout the game. We will be jumping to and from. Don't forget, after this live watch along as well, the man himself, Adam McCullough, will be jumping onto the Full-Time Devils YouTube channel for a live broadcast. So as soon as we finish, hang around, make sure you catch him for all the match kind of reviews as well. And again, I'm sure he'll be taking on any questions you've got as well. And if it is the first time you're tuning in or you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys, and join the Full-Time Devils subscription. We are going to be doing loads of new content with the channel in the new season. Myself and Pav are going to be doing matchday vlogs, and they'll be uploaded, so you can keep an eye on them as well as all of the great content they do and are going to be introducing for the upcoming season as well. Just looking back on a few of the highlights, United actually created some okay chances, but nothing too clear cut. A lot of the shots were just coming from the kind of edge of the box, worked the keeper quite well. One good save from the keeper, McTominay, hitting the inside of the post as well. Do you want to see United? Obviously, we want to see goals, but do you want to see us dominating a little bit more and creating a bit more?
Possession is not the problem here. We've had possession.
Had a lot of the ball.
It's just what we're doing with it. I mean, we're getting to that final third, and we're pretty much just relying on Rashford to kind of create a piece of magic.
Something and do something.
James has been okay when he's had the ball. Like he's looked to find a couple passes here and there, but yeah, man, we need to cut in and just be clinical, which we're not doing. With
James, because again, if he does come off now at half time or whatever, again, it's another opportunity where people have had a look at him and said maybe he's been a bit wasteful with his end product or whatever else, or picking and choosing what kind of cross he puts into the box. Do you think, like, the longer it goes on, and I know it's only pre-season friendlies, but he doesn't, say, get on the score sheet, do you think that'll affect him, or do you think the gaffer will be saying to him, look, don't worry about it, just play your game. Yeah. You're going to play plenty of games, you're going to be given opportunities and whatnot.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more of that. I mean, like, look, he's still very young. It'll be his first season, at the club. The expectation for him to go and bag goals isn't there. The expectation is just to be a threat.
As fans, have we got to be realistic and understand, look, he's been playing at Swansea, he's been playing in the Championship, he's stepping up to, commercially and brand-wise and history and all the rest of it, one of the biggest clubs, if not the biggest club in our club. He's going to be playing in front of 75,000 odd fans at home week in, week out. Have we got to allow him to have a bit of a settling-in period?
Yeah, I mean, look, like, there is going to be a settling-in period, but it's also going to be one of them points where, look, you're one of our kind of main signings of the summer. So there is an aspect.
Expectation.
You've got to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
He like we said previous to the kickoff, we think that James is going to start against Chelsea.
Yeah.
So if you give him the opportunity to start, you can't just rely on yourself being in your first season and not putting.
There's that level of expectancy that you need to perform.
Yeah, you got to be playing for the team, playing for the badge, and contributing hopefully towards assisting goals or the pass before an assist. Look,
we know he's going to get a lot of game time, and I just think once he gets on the score sheet once, that would just help with his confidence. Again, just seen a highlight here of where he's laid it square to Lingard to have a shot where actually he could have had a touch, got it out of his feet, and probably had a go himself. Again, that will come with confidence, I think, and when he kind of starts playing a bit more regular in the league and stuff, that will come and he'll be confident enough, I suppose, to kind of have a go as well. We're about 2 or 3 minutes away from the start of the second half.
If you could make, let's say, if you could make 2-3 changes, who would you do right now?
My first change would be Pogba coming in for Matic. I'd like to see him feature with Scott McTominay.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Greenwood come on for James. I think we've seen enough of James in this game, to be fair. I'd like to see Greenwood come on for him. And then potentially even maybe giving Gomez a bit of a go on the other wing for say, Rashford or Martial.
I'd like to see what Gomez can do in Lingard's spot.
Or even in that number 10 where we saw him feature on pre-season and he looked comfortable again.
It was the first game he played in that spot. The rest of the games have been played out on the left.
Out left, but he kind of was finding nice pockets of space, in there. Defenders didn't quite know whether to step out and pick him up, or the midfield players didn't know whether to drop as deep, to get him. So, he's picking up. He was quite intelligent. He looked intelligent and he knew how to play that role as well. Pav, just before we do kind of get stuck into the second half, any more comments coming in that are worth covering? Is it much of the same about the praise for Scott McTominay?
A lot of people saying Mata and Gomez can unlock the defence, which I think is a fair point. A lot of people saying James has done well, could have easily had 2 assists. I mean, he did play some good balls into the box, which no one really got onto the end of.
We didn't commit players in that sense, did we? When he did put them balls in.
Yeah. A lot of other people just saying, please buy a proper winger. Rashford and Martial will never be good on the wings. They're more kind of up top players.
Just quickly, it looks like we did see the main bulk of the subs warming up on the pitch, but images from the tunnel here where all of the starting lineup, it looks like, are in the tunnel. So it looks like they all will be coming out to start the second half. Maybe the guys were just getting warm for their introductions, maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes into the second half. So we're just waiting for the officials here to come out. United are all in the tunnel grouped and they're all making their way out onto the pitch. Here come the Kristiansund players, Ollie and the backroom staff, with the addition of his younger son in there as well today. But here come the Kristiansund players for the second half, and it looks like no changes for either side at this point in the game, but do expect some wholesale changes as the game does develop into sort of the 50, 60 minute mark.
How long into this game without a goal do you think it will not get worrying? Because remember, it is only pre-season. But
I think frustration. I think frustrating maybe will be the key. Where Ollie would have come in and expecting to roll Kristiansund over comfortably 3-4-0 as we both predicted, and get goals and whatever. I think maybe if it gets to 60-70 mark and United still aren't able to kind of unlock the defence or get on the score sheet, I think it will be a bit of a concern maybe to him a little bit. Just that expectancy level's back there now, isn't it? I think he's kind of going to be keen on his teams going and making these kind of statements. No matter who the opposition is and what the kind of game is, the Man United way, of going out and winning football matches. But both teams are out and kind of set up Kristiansund to get us underway for the second half. And as I said, no changes for either side at the moment, but do expect the changes to happen as the half progresses, and we'll bring them to you. A bit surprised. I thought there might have been quite a few changes at half time.
At least one.
I thought
or two, but looks like this is the start. Might be the starting 11 that Ollie.
Maybe just that one change we keep saying, the Pogba for Matic.
Yeah. But I mean, you got to remember we are playing AC Milan in a few days as well, so you can't.
Yeah.
Surprised he didn't rotate a bit more.
Yeah, just to rest a few of them.
Maybe against AC we might see a completely different starting.
Maybe, and then that keeps Chelsea guessing for the opener potentially. But just waiting for kick-off. Both teams are lined up. Just wait for the goalkeeper here. He's had 15 minutes to get his gloves on, the Kristiansund keeper, and he decides to do it when the ref's putting his hand up to see if the keepers are ready. Looks like he's all set. Referee's blown his whistle, and we're away for the second half of this game. United kicking from left to right and immediately put pressure on, and Kristiansund play a loose pass and it's out for a throw into United, which Wan-Bissaka takes and plays a 1-2 with Lindelof, and he keeps it with Matic, who again gets caught on the ball. That's exactly what I was talking about. Then he takes 2 or 3 touches and he's crowded out there and he's lost the ball. And against quality opposition, that's where we get that pressure, needless pressure put onto us, as Rashford looks to cut in and have a strike. Oof.
Not bad.
Good
bad
effort.
Shot.
Back
Keeper
25, 30 yards out.
Away. He's still in play here.
And the keeper lets his back line know what he thinks about it. As Kristiansund looking to clear the ball, only as far as Phil Jones stepping out from the back line here. And he plays it square to Lindelof. United just look to get set with some shape as the ball is with Lindelof on the halfway line. And he was looking for a forward pass. Apologises to whoever he was looking to play to for delaying it. But he's driving out now and caught on the ball. McTominay went in it high up the pitch. So as James drives forward, plays one into Martial. Plays one across the 6-yard box. Falls back to McTominay again.
Great ball.
Great ball from Martial.
It just didn't really fall to any of our players.
No, that's probably about the fourth or fifth time in this game we've seen that ball flashed across the 6-yard box from a United player. And it looks like Ollie's said to them, when we get into these positions and we know he kind of playing them balls across the box, on the floor as opposed to kind of whipping crosses in. Obviously, we haven't really got a target man in the penalty area. It's going to be someone technical and ball on the deck.
It's just about stepping up a gear, isn't it?
Yeah. Is that Phil Jones?
Again?
Matic? No, it was Matic, yeah.
Yeah,
Matic losing the ball again.
Now,
Get him off the pitch. He just pisses me off when I see him play now. I just think to myself, you're kind of going against everything we're trying to do. Like, you're giving the ball away, you're getting caught on the ball, you're inviting pressure on. And that then causes doubt in players' minds. They're thinking, we're looking to build an attack. Should I go and stand 10 yards higher up the pitch and expect the ball to, transfer forward or whatever through the lines? Because in your mind, you're thinking, if he gets caught on the ball, I'm out of position, and ultimately I'm the one who's going to take the flak for it as well. Ball played into the box here, cleared from Wan-Bissaka.
A bit passionate there, Peaky.
Oh man, I was. He's just frustrating me, mate. Sorry, he kind of looked at me as like,
I ain't seen you like that all pre-season, man.
He's just frustrating me. I
know that's twice in a row, man.
Yeah, in the space of 2 minutes. In the space of 2 minutes, he's done what I keep slating him for, and I just think his time as a United player's done. As good as a player he was, where we got to move with the times as well, and along with everyone else on the Twitter and the comments section. Get him off. I did feel a kick under the table as Peaky, calm down. Ball whipped into the box here, headed from Jones.
It's gone for a Kristiansund corner. But you're right, man. Like he's not built for the way we want to play. It's not him. But obviously, Ollie and Carrick and the rest of the team.
Like you said, the only thing I can think of why they're keeping him there is just because of his experience. Wayward shot from a Kristiansund play. Yeah, I think it's only for his experience. That's the only reason I can think. But then if you're an experienced player, you've got to be leading or trying to do things right. And Pogba, images here of him, he's been sent out to warm up. So maybe the gaffer's seen enough of Matic for today.
About time,
and wants to see Pogba in there with McTominay, and I think we'll just see a step up in class. I think
there has been rumours over the past few days as well regarding possibly Pogba to Madrid and Milinkovic-Savic coming to United.
Yeah.
If that were to happen, would you be quite disappointed with that?
Yeah, I would, because again, Savic probably would be coming in as a defensive-minded midfield player, whereas Pogba he's just that kind of creative.
Just we say
spark.
That McSauce, mate,
driving forward again. He's just
driving
carrying the team forward, mate.
And he shouldn't be carrying. That shouldn't be he should be supplementing the midfield.
I'm sure his role in there is right. Go in there, break play up, get the ball, give it simple, give it to the ball playing players. But mate, credit to him. He's driving the team forward, and I think what it is over and above everything with McTominay. I think one thing you'll get from him all day long is he knows what it means to wear that badge on his chest, and he'll graft you all day long. As a corner swung in here from James. Jones looking to take it down as it was overhit a bit.
But some comments just regarding some transfer updates. And Simon Stone, obviously of the BBC, apparently he's reporting the Dybala. He's reporting on the Dybala deal. I'm just going to check on Twitter just to get an update for anybody watching. But if he is, that's obviously English press
now reporting it. It was a lot of the Italian press before and journalists jumping on it.
Much, all the news this summer's all been foreign, isn't it? But so Simon Stone's come in with conversations are happening between United and Dybala representatives, but are at a very early stage. No guarantee a deal will be done. Juve want Lukaku, so do Inter. But it looks like looks like United are going down the route of Dybala.
Dybala, it looks like they're pursuing that one, which maybe probably ticks both boxes because then Rom's out the door as well.
Out the door. We do have a fair replacement. Tell you what, Christian, just before
out of nowhere, ball was kind of whipped in, headed at the kind of far post, across goal.
Best chance of the game.
Best chance of the goal. Headed back across goal from the corner of the 6-yard box, and it's just got a whisker past David De Gea's far post. And we weren't covering it because there was nothing really come out of nowhere. United looked pretty well set up. But as the ball was whipped in, it was a corner off the header, off the 6-yard box, and
United are lucky we're still 0-0.
Should be 1-0 there, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Defensive frailties at United again, highlighted once more, Mr. Ed Woodward, if you watch him. But yeah, going back to that, I think that deal ticks the boxes for United in terms of Lukaku out the door, player coming in as an attacking player. But
do you see if Paulo did come in?
Yeah.
Do you think that Bruno deals off?
Then I see Bruno going to Liverpool and then bastards winning the league and him helping them win the league. No, I think then it is off because then there's no room for two attacking midfield players, in that kind of setup.
But I mean,
it could potentially happen. You never know.
Dybala is kind of versatile. He can play in that striking position as well,
or out wide on the right, which has been highlighted as well. Mate, if Ed goes and caps all the deals off, Maguire coming in, Fernandes coming in, Lukaku out the door, and Dybala in,
and a Pogba stay.
Then I think he would done.
That's pretty positive for me, man.
And I think he's done his best to try. I don't ever think he will, but try and win the fans back. But let's see. We've not got long. We've got a week and a bit till the transfer window closes.
Well, if we've got nothing before the AC Milan game on Saturday, I'd be very disappointed.
Massively. And I've said it, mate. I think we're going to struggle. I think unless we bring 2 more signings in, mate, my hopes for the season are probably 6th or 7th place finish, and that's being realistic. Some people still say, "No, we'll break top 4," slating me for saying we'll finish 6th or 7th, but.
United on the attack here, looking strong, good build-up play. We've got Rashford out on the left. What can he do? Pretty much all the defence of Kristiansund are back here, so United are going to have to do something a bit special to break through.
Only James and Martial in the box for United, so you can't...
Needs to deliver that out to Wan-Bissaka.
McTominay just got caught on the ball. He had one touch too many. He should have probably set it back to Rashford, who could have switched it over because he had a better view of Wan-Bissaka over on the side. But Lindelof stepping out and driving forward.
He's shown that this pre-season
He has... Oh, now Rashford gone down. He's looking for that, isn't he? And we don't want to see that. No, Martial, sorry. It was... it's Christiansen clear. But yeah, one point I want to make, because United fans are saying to me whenever I've said, look, we're going to finish 6th, 7th if we don't make 2 more signings. They're saying, look, what you're on about, like, it's a whole new look, this, that and the other. We've signed 2 players. One was a Premier League player who's had 1 season experience and done well. The other one is Daniel James, who stepped up from the Championship. So he's coming with inexperience, if you like. Yes, he's got all this raw talent and whatever else. We finished on relegation form at the end of last season. Let's not forget that. Shot comes in, comfortable from James. Good to see him having a shot.
Yeah, good.
But you look, Ollie's working with the main bulk of that same bunch he had last season. You tell me, look, if they're players who are passionate and love the club and this, that and the other, where were they for that relegation form when we finished last season? It's a big season for the football club. We need to make 2 more signings to try and get back in touching distance with the top 4. As United are coming on the attack here with Martial. He's having a run at a player, gets crowded out.
It's just
and
again, frustration. He kind of lays out the Kristiansund player there.
Kristiansund player was protecting the ball for his keeper to come and collect, and Martial's just kind of shoved him over.
It's just that quality is just lacking. Like it feels like these players are getting in front of goal and they're thinking,
what do we do? What do we do next? We get to the edge of the box and it's like, what do we do? And like you said, it's someone like a Mata or a Pogba or even a Greenwood who's a bit more direct and can have a go, comes in and tries to unlock the defence, whereas what we've got at the minute is quite predictable. Considering how much of the ball we've had as well, we've not really created any clear-cut chances. We've had some shots from the edge of the box, and apart from the McTominay chance where he hit the post and a Rashford free kick, nothing else really.
Nothing major of note is there.
There's Kristiansund, they're kind of getting a bit more confident in their attacking play, looking to build an attack, but it's intercepted by McTominay, and Lingard plays a ball out wide here to Wan-Bissaka.
Can take his man for a run, or as he cuts
into now. See, this is the issue. Martial, he's dropping deep.
Done well here. Daniel James gone, son. Unlucky.
Well, the keeper was out well. James has stayed down here as the ball's still in play and the teams are still playing on. Is Martial going to play it out? No, he lays one into Rashford has a shot. Oh, God.
Damn.
Great save by the keeper.
Incredible shot by Rashford. About 20 to 25 yards out. Smashes it. Knuckleball style. Keeper gets a hand on it. Goes for a corner. Wasn't expecting that.
No, I thought the United players might have put it out because James stayed down and obviously being a friendly. Good effort. Good save.
Had some dip on that, didn't it? It looked like it was going over at one point.
One thing's for sure. Oh, great save. Just looking there again. One thing's for sure. Ollie said to this team for this season, if you get an opportunity 20, 25 yards from goal, pull the trigger. As Lingard swings this one in this time. Cleared as far as Matic, who can have a drive. It's blocked and out for a corner. I was waiting to eat my words, man. I was waiting for that to fly in the top corner. But
what game was it where he scored that absolute monster goal? Was it Palace?
Palace, Palace. Season before. Yeah, it was to draw level, I think. But anyway, come to the edge of the bottom, he just cracked it, didn't he? And this season, because I was at the Palace game away, it was Ashley Young scored. Lukaku scored a couple. Young scored. He come over to the fans where we were, and that was always great atmosphere down there at Sellers Park. You know them old stadiums where you just feel on top of the pitch. And
we're going to be at every single game as well.
Now Palace is cracking.
So it's going to be a great season, home and away, the whole journey.
And looking forward to bringing the match day vlogs to the Full-Time Devils channel as well.
Yeah, every week, every match day, there'll be a match day vlog which will be up on the Full-Time Devils channel.
I suppose with the vlog as well, which gives the Full-Time Devils subscribers and fans of the channel something a bit different, is that on the vlogs, we'll be catching up with all of the regular, well-known sort of Full-Time Devil names, your Howsons, your McCollers and Gaz and all the rest of the players. Look at the way he's ratting around to win that ball back. He tried to unselfishly play Rashford through, but he had time to have a go himself. Fair play to him. He's won the ball back here. You know, he's giving it away again. But it's gone out for a United throw over on the far side. Kristiansund players look like they're kind of tiring a touch now, and United are pinning them back further and further. As the ball's over on the far side with Rashford. Here come the changes then. So we've got Greenwood, Rojo, Pereira, Pogba, Chong.
Pretty much wholesale, isn't it?
Looks like it's going to be a full change here for, well, if not majority of the players, as United are hunting the ball back in Kristiansund's half. The ball goes out for a throw-in to Kristiansund with a man down for them over on the far side. Nothing wrong with him. Martial's helped him back on his feet. So here come the wholesale changes. Even Romero, I think it will be the full 11. So we'll give you a breakdown of the players in their positions once the ball's back in play and they take their kind of positions.
I'll probably predict how this is going to play out. So obviously Romero in goal.
Dallo right back. Rojo Smalling centre backs. Young left back.
And then probably
Pogba, Fred in the middle. Pereira
in front. Mata probably on the right as they played him against Spurs.
Yeah, Greenwood on the other wing.
Yeah, or maybe even the other way. And then Chong and maybe Greenwood up top.
Yeah.
Mata and Chong on the wings, and then got Pereira just behind.
Yeah.
We'll see in a minute.
See as it goes, but yeah, pretty much like that. As De Gea comes off and hands the captain's armband to.
Out of these players, who are you looking to kind of see get some kind of first game time and see what more?
I want to see Chongi do well. To be fair, I think he had a tricky first pre-season game.
First game was a bit. He was trying a bit
too much against Perth Glory, but then after that, every game he kind of worked himself into it, didn't he? And
Young being given the captaincy by De Gea here. I want to see what Fred can do, man.
Yeah, again, like in the last game against Tottenham, again he just looked too keen to try and impress and gave the ball away needlessly. I want to just see him come on, just relax and play his game. Don't try and do too much. Don't try and be too enthusiastic or quick on the ball. Just take your time with it. I'm guessing it'll be him and Pogba sitting in. One thing again, with Fred, he does kind of offer good energy levels in there, but I just want to see him take care of the ball a little bit more as well.
Got a comment from the invisible Kev. He goes, "Oi, Peaks, read some comments out."
Hey, there you go, Kev. There you go, mate. We're jumping on.
I think we better. So we've got Daniel saying, "Come on, Chongi." We've got who we got? Got a couple Glazer comments here, which we won't go into right now. That deserves its own video. People were excited about the substitutions. They want to see something a bit different.
I think Mason Greenwood is the man everyone wants to see. I think this is a season. We're going to see him land up at United properly. In this first team.
Kev's asked Fred, McMahon. He's gone for
Mayonnaise
and Pogba. And Pogba would be nice versus Chelsea.
Mate,
I don't know how those three would. Maybe Pogba and the more attacking.
And to be fair, we've not seen them. I think it's got to be a combination of what we've seen feature in pre-season. It's got to be a two. Yeah. It looks like I think Steve Howson, he mentioned he expected it to maybe be a 4-4-2 diamond. But it looks like we are playing that 4-2-3-1. And the two sitting players are going to be, I hope, Pogba and McDominate, McMasterclass, McSauce, McMayonnaise.
It's going to be running things. Dallow's looking good. I'm excited to see what Dallow can do on the right.
I think he brings a lot as well. You know, I think he could even potentially play some games as that right winger, depending again on the opposition.
He plays so high up at some points. He effectively is, isn't he?
Yeah. And again, it will be interesting to see what games or what typical kind of games he'll be selected for. Again, Palace away, he played as that advanced right winger. Against PSG, played that advanced role as well. 60 minutes played here, surprisingly still 0-0. United against Kristiansund.
I think our predictions were a little off.
They would have been awful.
Good job. I've only got one prediction right so far.
Good job where we're not doing any hackers, or haven't been writing it off.
Tempo's definitely a lot faster now. We've got Chong on the ball. He's attacking on the left side, driving in the middle. Come on, son.
Have a go, Chong. He does. Good effort. Worth a go.
It's gone for a. Keeper's on the hat. It's gone for a corner.
Yeah. I think he fumbled it. I don't think he
fumbled that. Yeah.
Or I don't know if he parried it to be safe, but I think it was more of a kind of flapped at it. But Pereira's gone over to take this one. Rojo's up from the back. Again, Pereira, people think he can inject that bit of creativity and high tempo in games.
He's got the potential to, but it's whether he has a consistency
to do it. Yeah.
He's whipping the ball in.
Swings the ball in, headed clear by Kristiansund, and it falls to Rojo, plays back to Ashley Young, who's the furthest man back for United bar Romero, and he picks the ball up. Chongi stayed nice and high for this as well. Replays here for him. Nice to see him being confident and driving at his man as well. Here he is again, breaking into the box. Just got crowded out. Looked to play back to Dallow, and it's been intercepted But United again, high pressing up. There's six shirts up in the opposition half.
As soon as you get on that pitch, press.
And here we go. So Romero and Dallow, Tuanzebe, Rojo, Young at the back, Fred, Pogba, and Pereira were in the middle with
Matt Chong and Greenwood
up top.
Pereira just kind of went in a bit tough on the tackle there. So got a Kristiansund free kick. They're just playing around at the back here. But 0-0 so far, man. If you told me that before the game at 60 minutes, would have been a bit disappointed.
Would have been as well. And look, guys, if you are obviously on your Twitter as well, just jump on. There is another poll running between now and the end of the game. We've got around, where we're going, about 25 minutes left in this one. Marcus Rojo amongst the subs coming on now. He's gotten some game time this pre-season. Does he still have a future at United? So jump onto the hashtag FTD Watchalong as well on that. So the options are no, we need to sell. Yes, as cover, could get in the first team. So jump onto the Twitter poll on that. Marcus Rojo amongst the subs coming on now. He's got some game time this pre-season. Does he have a future at United? Check out the options on there. Give it your votes, and we'll be reading out the results of that one at the end of this game. Don't forget, also at the end of the game, we'll be jumping off. Adam McCullough will be jumping on, and he'll be coming to you live as well with his broadcast for Full-Time Devils. So make sure you check that on and join in with his match review as well. And I'm sure he'll be taking on many of your questions as well. If you haven't already as well, guys, give the FTD channel a subscribe as well. Join the journey. Loads of new content coming your way from the channel. Ourselves are going to be doing our match day vlogs come the end every season, starting this weekend in Cardiff. As well. But guys, give it a subscribe. Jump into the comment section today as well. Pav and myself are jumping to and from between. Pav, while there's a break in play, anything you want to mention, mate?
Daniel's quick response to you were asking about Rojo. He's saying Rojo's not good enough. A couple others, bit of a Liverpool debate here going on between some of the fans. But yeah, I mean, just before that, Greenwood kind of took the ball down, had a shot, went for a corner. But I mean, the intensity is definitely there. But yeah, just need to get a stranglehold in this game and get some creative sparks going.
Just want to see a goal, mate. Goal drought already.
Hopefully we're not travelling all the way up to Cardiff for something like this.
Ball draw. Both teams cancelling each other out. Now, I am looking forward to seeing the boys, especially the new lads, in a United shirt live, at the ground. you know what it is for me at the games where you get an opportunity to see them off the ball as much as you want to see them on the ball.
Yeah.
You know, off the ball you can see
positional awareness.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, we're going to see a new United signing, if there is to be one, feature at some point as well. We'll have to see, obviously, how things develop with that. Obviously, strong reports this evening breaking out about Dybala and his agent in London for talks with United. But here are United on the attack as Mata looks to feed a ball through, which is intercepted and hacked away from the Kristiansund captain and centre-back. I would say I do know his name, but I ain't got a clue who any of the Kristiansund players are, apart from a certain young Solskjaer on the bench, who I'm sure we will see feature at some stage. As United have got the ball over on the far side. Apologies, it's gone out for a throw-in on the far side to Kristiansund. Kieran McKenna and Solskjaer having a bit of a discussion on the bench, just looking a bit kind of I don't know if they're focused or deflated. What's the word, Pav? Deflated, probably. Yeah.
It's just like now we're getting a bit more into attacking positions, but this is the final pass that we can't really find.
Nah. As Young collects the ball, looks for Pogba. Pogba plays a loose pass, but the referee has pulled it back for a late kind of foul on Ashley Young. United, are they going to take? They have taken it quick. I thought they were going to set up and try and deliver, but they have taken a quick one as Young, to be fair, plays a cracking switch out here to Dalot, and his first opportunity to get his man throws in a couple of step overs.
Couple. 5 or 10, mate.
Mate, went a bit dizzy there, mate. One trick pony Ronaldo.
Got a bit excited. I don't think he'll be doing that in the Premier League anytime soon.
Just gets smashed. Yeah. As Fred gets the bit of pressure there and he loses out, as gets a chance here to get back on the ball, and he plays it square to Rojo, has a chance to step out with it, plays a forward pass into Mata. Mata plays it wide to Ashley Young, and United are looking to kind of build an attack, but no real options apart from obvious kind of balls, but a cracking switch there, to be fair, from Rojo, plays to Dalot again, who
tell you what, what, Dallow's looking like super confident on the ball.
On the ball, he's like, mate,
not even just like in this game, like in the previous ones. It seems like he's got a bit of a new lease of life.
Yeah, he kind of, mate, like you said, every time he gets the ball in attacking position, he's looking to throw in step overs and. Like,
we didn't see any. Obviously, first season at United, you're not really going to see.
You're a bit sketchy, you're a bit edgy as well.
He seems like he's here to play, and he's going to play his game.
It looks like, and not being disrespectful to him, I thought he looked a bit heavy, like in certain games last season. But he looks like he's trimmed down a little bit as well, and obviously been working hard during the close season to maybe shift a few pounds. I'm not being disrespectful to him by any means, but he just looks a bit more,
a bit fitter.
A bit fitter and a bit more lighter on his feet as well. As plays stopped here for an offside, quite close, that one, quite tight. But
just finishing on the point we were discussing a few minutes ago about the match day vlogs. There's going to be a lot of behind the scenes action. You're going to see what our journey's like.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we run our Instagrams as well, at Pav_United and at Peaky Pundit. Go and check out our Instagrams. Give it a follow. Again, we'll be bringing you guys lots of behind the scenes stuff, on our stories and whatnot on a match day as well. So yeah, worth checking out, as Kristiansund here looked to build an attack but caught offside again. Nice to see Tuanzebe back at centre back. Again, a few discussions breaking out on his potential, and if he could potentially play that centre back role. Season too early for him?
I think his future at United is all going to be dependent on whether the Maguire deal goes through. Because if that goes through, I think we may see him loaned out to another side in the Premier League. However, Eric Bailly obviously getting injured, and he's
sick note again.
Like you said, he's got a permanent sick note. So
I just thought this was a season where he could really put a run of games together, and whatnot. But again, it was rash. Like the way he kind of went to go and block that ball. I think the referee's whistle had already gone for offside, and the way he's kind of gone down to block the Tottenham attack and the shot, and then he's picked up another injury. And I don't think that would please Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Of course, it's not planned, and he hasn't meant to do it. But the fact he's injured and going to be out again, kind of, it kind of disturbs the manager's plans for sure. Without having a reliable, fit centre back, someone who is going to play a lot of games. And I'm sure Ollie would have been on the phone to the board and to Ed Woodward, making his feelings known after that, and highlighting that as one of the reasons why we need to go and sign someone like Harry Maguire. As United have the ball in the middle of the park with Fred, he's looking to play forward to Pereira. Nice interchange of passes. Looks to thread a ball through to Mason Greenwood.
All we're missing is just literally
final ball,
that
isn't it?
Final bit of quality, that final bit of class, just to put us into that puts in that goal.
Again, nice tidy build-up play, nice little intricate 1-2 with Pereira and Fred, but that final ball, as a United called Pereira, I think went on. He looks like he fancies taking set pieces and certainly corners. I think he's been on the 3 that have been given since he has been on. As we're in the 70-minute mark, still 0-0 between United and Kristiansund. Ball is swung in, headed towards goal by Tuanzebe.
I've got a feeling this is going to stay goalless, mate.
Yeah, mate. This is that one of them results that just ruins everyone's accas. Everyone's banking on this if it was a game, a competitive game, and 0-0.
Well, I mean, we started our fan cams at the Chelsea game until the end of last season. That's when we started on our channel, and got a bit of a bad record, didn't we, Peaky?
Mate, everyone was like, "Boys, pack it in." Like,
the Chelsea game we drew, City we lost, Huddersfield we lost,
Liverpool we drew, but that was actually a good result.
Not Liverpool.
We drew, didn't we, at home when we had the injuries first 20 minutes. Well, no, we started it after that.
It was a Chelsea
week
game.
After
Chelsea
that,
we drew. City we lost, and then obviously
Huddersfield and Cardiff we lost last game of the season,
we won
mate.
Was the treble reunion.
Mate,
but
blame Pav.
Let's hopefully see if that all changes. Well, it's going to change on Saturday. Let's see against Milan. We'll be at the Milan game. So if any of you guys are in Cardiff, check us out. Keep an eye out. We'll be out with the camera filming.
Yeah, and we want to get as many of you on the matchday vlog that we're going to be doing for Full Time Devils as well. As United are looking to build an attack, as Fred again looks at you. I would say give you your comments on him, but I know yours already.
I think Fred's got a lot of potential.
He's just loose on his passing. He doesn't take care of the ball enough.
You don't know what you're going to get with him. Foul on Tuanzebe. But Fred, you just don't know what you're going to get with him.
The issue I have with Fred, I think any central midfield player, I don't care what team you play for, whether it's Sunday League or for a club like United, as a central midfield player, you have to take care of the football. That's got to be one of your main attributes. You've got to be able to look after the ball, whether you're passing it, whether you're on it, trying to build play up. He just gives the ball away a lot of the time, needlessly, when he's not under pressure either, by trying to rush a pass. Yes, look, by all means, play quickly, play with a bit of a tempo, but take care of the ball. That's got to be one of your strongest parts of your game as a central midfield player. As he plays to Pogba here now, he's looking for options, and he does play forward into Greenwood, who's dropping off and been on the ball a couple of times now quite well. And that's that pass I'm talking about with Pogba.
That's exactly what you want.
Whips running from Dalot. That's what I'm talking about with Paul Pogba.
That's what you're going to get in it. You're going to get a ball that's just driven over the top. And
he's not floated it. He's drilled that 40 yards over the fullback's head to Dalot. He's had one touch, whipped it in. And that's what Paul Pogba offers you. Great ball in from Dalot, by the way, as well, across that 6-yard box. As it's a corner, got headed out for a corner to United on the far side. Pereira's going to swing this one in. Plenty of bodies forward for United. Tuanzebe's up from the back, clears everyone. Headed by the Kristiansund defender. It's gone out for a corner over on the opposite side. So here on the near side, are we going to look to play quick? Bit overhit that one from Pereira, to be fair. Greenwood has taken a quick one to Mata. Comes back to Dalot, swings a great ball into Tuanzebe, who stayed up.
I think you got to do better on that header there. You got to do the reverse
cross goal. He's got to go cross goal, hasn't he? There. And he's asking for he's going signalling. Someone should have told me. I think he had a man behind him. He did. He had Rojo.
Was it Rojo? Yeah,
Rojo, I think, coming in behind him, who probably had a better angle on it.
He would have had the power.
But he said he couldn't hear. Tuanzebe was backtracking as Rojo was coming onto that, but he goes, I couldn't hear. I didn't have a shout. But like you said, the header should have been to go back across goal.
We're into the final 15 here, and it's
still
0-0 against
still
pretty much
0-0
an unknown entity of a team, man.
0-0, mate. And we rung the changes, and it's looked a little bit better, but not.
There's been a bit more kind of bit more intensity and a bit more upper gear, but
as Pereira now travelling forward, driving, can he have a shot? He plays it to Greenwood.
Greenwood. Sorry.
Greenwood cuts in. Oof, he looks to beat the keeper than him. People have compared Greenwood kind of his kind of way
to RVP,
and just there I saw it again where he looks to kind of cut in, kind of almost sells his defender with a dummy, cuts back, and you can see that with him. He's comfortable on both feet, quite direct as well. And fair enough, he's had a go. I think the right ball there would have been to flash that back across goal. He had 3 players kind of there, but that will come with experience and within time and all the rest of that. But again, I can't wait to see more of him throughout the season. I think he's really going to offer something different to the team. and he's excited. I think a lot of fans are excited to see how he gets on as well.
Got Invisible Kev saying, "Hey, just subscribe to good old Peaks." So,
Kev, you give me a follow. Cheers.
Made him a bit happy by reading his comment out.
Anytime, Kev.
Big up, Kev.
Anytime, mate. Anytime.
But get your comments in. Like, so we're 75 minutes in. It's 0-0. Why are we at 0-0? Let us know where you think the problems lie. For ourselves, we think it's pretty much it was midfield first half.
Mate, we thought it was going to be 3s and 4s today.
Yeah.
And Kristiansund have looked okay. They've set up well defensively, but you would expect United to be breaking them down as Pogba links up well here with Pereira, but his pass is just cut out. Young picks up the loose ball and plays wide to Yves Chong. He checks back and plays it back to Young. Free in the box for United as Young delays his ball. He plays it square to Fred on the edge of the box. Has one touch, has a shot. Oof. Great effort to be fair.
Not bad.
About 25 yards out, Fred checked back onto his left foot and he's looked to curl one into the top corner and it's just flown past the keeper. He was scrambling. He's got a big smile on his face at the minute, but he was scrambling and didn't look too comfortable with that. Good effort to be fair from Fred. On target, that was flying in, by the way. Keeper, I think, knew MUTV's cameras were there today, where he flew through the air on that one.
He's made a few of them today, hasn't he? A few actual ones.
It's one of them where you're kind of thinking, mate, just you could have taken 2 steps and caught that one. But United coming on the attack with Greenwood.
Yeah, Greenwood, sorry.
Dallo on the overlap.
I saw what he was trying to do.
That
1-2
and
that 1-2 first touch, hit, but
with Mata. To be fair, United are looking a bit desperate now to try and get this guy. They're popping shots off. Good play, to be fair, from Mata and Greenwood.
They're looking a little desperate now, I think.
Just throwing the kitchen sink at them now. But it has, again, it's been all United in terms of possession and where the game's been played. It's been in Kristiansund's half. It's been all United, just lacking that cutting edge. Yes, it is a pre-season friendly, but we would have expected a few goals as Pereira now driving United forward and doing quite well, carrying the ball 10, 15, 20 yards. Plays it wide to
Dallo. Is that Greenwood?
Greenwood again.
Sorry,
Greenwood who's...
Greenwood, Dallo mixed up.
And it's worked back to Fred, who plays it out.
Fire's gone out now, isn't it?
Plenty men back here for Kristiansund as Chong looks to let it run and break through, but he was...
Had some comments here in response to what's the problem. Problem is we haven't stepped up. Fincross says, got Damn Square saying Pereira and Lingard are not good enough. Periods. Zero goals. Our forwards are poor. Kind of just bears kind of fruition to the need for players maybe like Bruno Fernandes and Paulo Dybala.
But do you think these sort of games is when Ollie would then go back to the board and say, look, you can clearly see in that game we lack this or we lack that. I need to push deals through. But guys, look, if you're just joining us or you just kind of caught us in the last few moments or so for the remaining 12 minutes of this game, we are running a poll over on the Twitter handle for Full-Time Devils. So go and check it out. We are asking you guys if you could pick one of the youngsters to start against Chelsea. Would it be Chongana, Greenwood or Gomez? Go and give us your thoughts on that as well. And there's a couple of others on there as well. What should we do with Axel Tuanzebe this season? Put him in the first team, send him out on loan, sell him, use him in Europa/Cup competitions. So there are a few polls running. The other one was Marcus Rojo against the subs coming on. He's gotten some game time in pre-season throughout pre-season. Does he still have a future at United? And the options there are no, we need to sell him. Yes, as cover, could get in the first team potentially. So go over to Twitter, jump onto the 3 polls that are running at the moment. We'll be reading the results out of that. If it won't be ourselves, it will be Adam McCullough, who will be taking over on the channel at the end of this game. So hang around to join in McCullough as well and give him your thoughts as United are on the attack with Chong, who has a shot and it's well gathered by the Kristiansund goalkeeper. Going into the last 10 minutes of this one, then still 0-0. Ollie made a wholesale or the wholesale changes about 50 minutes into this game. Freshen things up, and to be fair, the majority of the Kristiansund players have probably been playing. I think they've made 2 or 3 changes, so they are tiring. United are still trying to wear them down. 10 minutes to go, and let's hope we see a goal before this one is out.
I'm not optimistic that we will, but Hopefully they're saving them all for Saturday.
Saving them for
when we're there.
either Saturday when we're there or the start of the season, as we have got 2 tricky fixtures for the opening game of the season. Jump into anything you want to comment on, guys, on the comment section. We will try and cover as much as we can.
It's a lot of Dybala and Maguire chat now.
I think everyone is going to be glued to their phones for transfer updates and whatever else. And what better place to do that than here at Full-Time Devils. As the news breaks, I'm sure the boys are going to be covering it, hot off the press, if you like. And just remember, you can hear all of the United transfer latest here first on United's largest unofficial fan channel, Full-Time Devils. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and keep up to date with all of the content that the channel releases. Producer Pav and myself are going to be doing the matchday vlogs at all home games, away games, cup games, and all the rest of it. So be sure to check out the vlog starting this Saturday down at the Principality Stadium in Cardiff. As United are looking to build an attack with Pogba, he plays it out to Heath Chong, who's got a few yards.
Good this
he's found space and he's
just getting on the ball and just driving forward.
Yeah.
Whereas the rest of the players, I can't really say the same. We've got Pogba on the ball here, but I think the players look like they're just settling for the 0-0 now.
They look comfortable, again, dominating possession, but we want to see a goal. We don't want to see a 0-0, even though it is a friendly. We would have expected a couple of goals by now for sure. As Kristiansund have got every man behind the ball, as Ashley Young has it out on the left. He switches, again, with a great ball out to Dallo, who's got a few yards to bring it down. Plays it back to Mata. He plays a neat 1-2 with Pereira. Mata looks like he's shaping to deliver into the box. He delays and goes
Come on, whip it
wide.
In, man.
That's what I mean with delaying it. When we played it like this, it's too predictable. And Pereira caught the ball.
Here from Jacob providing a match stat, saying we've had 28 shots, but come on, man, these shots have been.
A lot of them are from
man.
Out of them 28, I think there's been 3 that have worked the keeper. Well, we had McTominay, which is the post. That was unlucky. The Rashford free kick. And I think there was another effort from Rashford in the first half that I can remember the keeper making a good save. Apart from that, or I would say...
couple balls that have flown across the box that are a bit dangerous.
Or I'd say out of 28 shots, how clinical are we?
Yeah.
We've had 28 shots and not scored 1. It's not clinical enough. And yes, it is a friendly, but I'm setting that expectation bar high this season. As United are looking to build an attack, sorry, Pav.
Especially against this sort of opposition,
you would expect it.
We've looked good and beaten into Spurs and Leeds and Perth. Whereas coming up against a side you would have bet your house on that it would be in a pre-season game. But yeah, and you can't even say that Kristiansund have kind of defensively been good.
No,
we've broken them down. It's just not there in that final third.
And here are Kristiansund coming to build an attack. Referees played advantage here as they're down their left-hand side. Tuanzebe looking to stand the opposition up, and he has. Just images here, guys, from the Kristiansund bench as well, where we see a certain Solskjaer Jr., Noah Solskjaer is getting kitted up. He, of course, has been promoted in there. Kind of structure at the football club at Kristiansund has now been training with the first team in this pre-season, and he is going to be making an appearance, and a nice touch, I suppose, with the Solskjaer family.
Absolutely,
playing against United, where he was carried onto the pitch after one of the end of season kind of lap of honours, if you like, with his dad, who's now the manager and club legend of Manchester United. So for him to be coming on against United, it's quite a nice touch from Kristiansund. Let's just hope he doesn't come in with an 89th minute winner. Maybe he might go over and get a few tips from his old man, who's sitting with their other son on the bench, and he's having a word in his ear saying, look at your brother, mate. He's coming on, and hopefully he's not going to stick in a winner in a pre-season friendly against the old man. As
United on the attack here.
Pogba, chance to have a touch, plays it wide to
Heath Chong. Have a hit.
The keeper should have gone across goal, but good opportunity. Keeper stood strong, parried it away. And to be fair, keeper's not done too bad for Kristiansund.
He's been worked with a lot of kind of shots he should be saving.
Yeah.
You got to be focused to keep at it.
Here's a replay of Chong had one touch. Hit it again.
Expect the save.
Near post, across the keeper, and I think he's hitting the back of the net there.
Yeah, I'd agree. Got about 5 minutes to go here.
Substitutes coming in now, and Ollie comes over to his lad to wish him all the best as well. Nice touch, as mentioned. So 2 changes for Kristiansund with 5 minutes remaining, and here comes Thomas Amang has come off and made way for Noah Solskjaer, the only team or the only name we knew on the team sheet for Kristiansund. And I think Ollie's pointing out to a few of the lads, that's my boy there. And the keeper's come on. Maybe United will break the deadlock now.
But yeah, I mean, would you say it's the worst pre-season performance out of the lot so far?
You know what it is? I think the Perth Glory one for me was, I know we won the game, but it was such a brain-numbing kind of experience. The game was
at least
dead.
In this one, we've been a bit more attacking.
We've had a lot more attempts at goal. The Perth Glory game for me was standout, just brain-numbing. It's hard to watch that one. But yeah, all in all, I think, bar the goals, United have gone and done what you'd expect to dominate possession, create opportunities, have a lot of the balls. Dallo hits a shot from distance. Claiming it was deflected, and it was, and goes out for United. Fro, how about yourself, Pav? Your kind of thoughts on it?
Yeah, I probably agree. Obviously, Perth was a bit, when you said brain numbing, it took me back. It was like, it was
kind of dragged, didn't it?
That was a tough one to watch.
Yeah.
But, this is probably pretty much straight behind that. I mean, we have attacked, but it's just we're just lacking that quality, lacking that bit of class. And I think it does kind of reinforce the fact that a Fernandez or a Dybala.
I know we're being, people might comment on the comment section on this that we're being a bit hard up. Look, lads, it's only a pre-season friendly, but that's the intent. I think that's the bar we've got to set, that we're expecting, even in a pre-season friendly, to go and hit teams for 3, 4s, 5s. As a corner swung in here, that was Rojo up again. Keeper was in no man's land. The substitute keeper come on in no man's land, but it's cleared as far as Ashley Young, who's the furthest player back for United, bar Romero, and he switches it out to Mata. By the way, Ashley Young's switching play today has been on point, mate. Not something I normally praise him for, his range of passing. As he's got the ball back on the halfway line, as Rojo makes his way back as well. And a
straight ball
forward, straight ball gone straight through to the keeper, and Kristiansund keeper's running the clock down, and looks like he's happy to settle for a draw in this friendly against United.
Norwegian fans are in full song.
Fine voice, mate. They're giving it.
But yeah, I mean, it was all optimistic before this game. We were looking good, but I think this is going to...
And if you're Ollie, do you use a game like this just to highlight any issues you still have, in terms of, wanting to go and push these signings through? It looks like there's 3 deals on the table to be had. The Dybala and Lukaku swap with cash deal. You got the Bruno Fernandes deal, and you got Harry Maguire. There's 3 last deals left on the table before the transfer window closes. Surely Ollie's got to be keen to push certainly Maguire and then one of the 2 attacking options through, which for me has got to be Dybala, so Lukaku gets out.
Yeah, well, I don't think Dybala was ever in the equation, because it was everyone thought it was going to be Inter. Juve have come out of, just as we say that,
United working.
Just as we said, Juve have come out of the woodwork with this Dybala offer. So that's going to throw a spanner into works with Ollie, thinking, hang about.
I would have never have kind of looked at him. I would have looked at him
normally, but he's a class player. So can I fit him into my system? Then that also kind of, how does that affect the Bruno Fernandes deal?
Yeah.
Can they both play together? There's also been questions whether Fernandes and Pogba will be able to play together.
That I question is that if we haven't managed to get solely the Fernandes deal through, and that's one that's been documented and highlighted quite well for the majority of the summer, then what makes Ollie think that he's going to be able to go to the board and get both of the deals done? If we can't sign Fernandes for whatever reason on that deal alone, why, how is he potentially going to go and get both deals over the line pretty much at the same time as well, in the same week, as well as the potential of the Harry Maguire deal? I think it's going to be one or the other, and it looks like it will be the Juve deal to get Lukaku out the door, out the other way, and then hopefully the Maguire. Would you be happy with that? Maguire in, Dybala in, Lukaku out. Would you be happy with that?
I'd take that.
Take it.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Guys, we are in the last minute of the game. I'm just going to quickly read out the results from the Twitter feed if the time is up on them. If not, that will be brought to you guys from Adam McCullough. But I'm just waiting to see if there is going to be any injury time played, as United come on one last attack. Hit from Pogba. Flew past the keeper's post there. The polls are still running. They have, in fact, got a few minutes left. No, tell a lie. They have stopped. So, what should Ollie do with Axel Tuanzebe this season? 1% of you said. 1% of you said that. We're just going to stop here because it seems as though United are on the attack. In the balls played forward. Come back to the polls in just a second as we're building an attack here with Mason Greenwood. He plays a forward ball to Mata. He plays out wide to Dallo. Opportunity to swing the ball in, but he plays square to Mata, about 35, 40 yards out from goal. Rojo then plays into Pogba, who threads a ball through to Mata. Mata hops around the keeper. Penalty given.
Yeah.
Penalty given.
He got up straight away, but they're giving it, right?
Penalty given, yep. Yeah. 90th minute of the game.
Jesus.
Late in 9.
Is this going to be a Pogba special?
A little 20-yard run-up. Yeah. 20 small step run-up. Last minute of the game.
I think Mata might have it, actually.
I reckon they should let Ole's son take it. Last minute winner for United.
Yeah, nailed on pen.
Hot round the keeper. Keeper's rash come out. And a penalty. 91st minute in this pre-season friendly. An opportunity for United to keep a clean sheet yet again and win another pre-season friendly. As Matt has taken it. Pogba's been shoved aside.
Where's he putting this?
Left. Matt has left. Here he comes. Steps up. Matt has left. It goes.
Good goal.
1-0.
And
United.
That's the game, I think.
Juan Mata. So United 1-0. Matt has just scored in the 91st minute. Just running through the polls. What should Ole do with Axel Tuanzebe this season? 1% of you said sell him, 12% of you said send him out on loan, 32% of you said use him in Europa Cups, 55% of you said put him in the first team. Going on to if you think, if you could only pick one youngster to start against Chelsea, who would it be? Pretty obvious, I think, on this one. 2% Ghana, 5% Chong, 8% Gomez, 85%, a whopping 85% of you in favour of Greenwood playing that one. Marcus Rojo amongst the subs coming on today. He's been given some game time during pre-season. Does he still have a future at United? 3% of you said could get in the first team. 33% of you said yes as cover. 64% of you said no, we need to sell him. Just quickly, Pav, final thoughts before we wrap up for today.
Would you say we deserve it?
I would say we would, based on possession chances.
We deserve a goal. Whether we'd walk away and say, we should have won full time, it's a 1-0. So it does make it 5 wins out of 5. You've got to take that.
Take that. Another clean sheet. 5 wins out of 5. Sigh of relief for Ole. Nice kind of feel and an end to the game there. Guys, just before we do sign out, don't forget Adam McCullough is going to be signing in and taking over the Full-Time Devils YouTube channel. So stick around and catch him on there as well. Thank you guys for all your comments. Thank you. And sorry if we've missed any, but there was loads coming in today as well. I've been the Peaky Pundit. He's been Pav. You're going to be seeing a lot more of us with Full-Time Devils and our matchday vlogs that are starting this weekend at the Principality Stadium in Cardiff, so be sure to check it out. We also run our own channel, and you can search that up, Peaky Pundit.
Links in the bio as well.
Links in the bio. Click on that. Give us a subscribe as well, and we look forward to bringing you guys loads of new stuff with Full-Time Devils. But once again, thanks for tuning in, and catch up with you guys real soon.